Did you do it yet?
Welcome to a World Cup preview for the World Cup 2026. It is an absolute pleasure to be giving you World Cup content throughout the tournament. And obviously, as everybody knows, we in America, alongside Mexico and Canada, are hosting for the first time since 1994. And I could not be more excited to do it. And today is the first of our month-long World Cup coverage right here on Dime Dropper. We're going to be at many games, including a quarterfinal, all of Iran's games, the USA opener against Paraguay on Friday, and talking to fans from around the world at different events, watch parties, fan zones. But in this episode, I have brought on some die-hard fans of the game, representing different countries as well, to discuss all the groups. We're going to be also showing who we have winning it, but we're trying to give you as much context on this tournament as possible. And given that we're hosting, I think it is an amazing occasion. So first, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves before we start, starting with my man, Envy, who you might recognize from my second ever Dime Dropper episode, talking about if the Laker fans had accepted LeBron James.
What's up, Dime? I'm, happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Just thankful.
Also, state what teams you're rooting for or what your countries are, your home nationalities.
I'm rooting for Spain and Argentina, and obviously, I hope the USA has a good tournament, especially because they're hosting, and I hope France has a good tournament too. But I don't want them to win. Yeah.
No, is there any heritage behind this though? You just like these teams because you might get accused of being a bandwagon fan in the comments. You never know.
No, well, I'm Spanish, and I'm a French citizen as well. So, and I love Messi, and I'm obviously born and raised in the USA, so that's why I'm rooting for all those teams.
Junga, my man, we have not talked to you since the World Cup. You previewed France's team and that group back before the World Cup in Qatar. It is good to see you again, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So happy to be back with your boys. So, bienvenue Junga. I'm French, born and raised in France, Paris, represents my parents' country, Congo. First World Cup in like 52 years. So it's a huge event. I'm going to try to go to a game. I'm going to try. I got my ticket to go to Atlanta, but I need to find ticket for the game. So I'm excited for that. Excited for the World Cup. Like you can see, France, third star incoming. We're here. We're back. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready.
Alexander, you have been in parade videos for the Dodgers. You have been in World Cup previews. Sparks, famously outside the Sparks game, but you're back, and this is your number one sport that you played your whole life. So give it to me.
I did, Dime Dropper fam. Thank you so much for having me on live. I've been so honored to be a part of this channel once before, two times before, three times before. Now, this is one of many times that we're going to be doing this for the World Cup here. I am in support of my half ethnicity, Iran. I'm half Iranian, half a Salvadoran. Rest in peace, Iran, the Salvadoran national team. I am rooting for Norway, Iran, and Argentina and Spain. That is who I'm rooting for. Barca is my favorite club, and I will defend it until I die. Thank you for having me.
Cheyenne, we haven't seen you since, well, we saw you in the Iran-England game back in Qatar 4 years ago, and also for the Dodger 2024 parade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy to be back. Another Iranian in the group, so we'll be cheering Iran. We're going to be going to a few of those games together, so looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can get a result this time, finally make it out of a group. Never been done before, so looking forward to it.
So let's get into it, guys. We're going to be talking about all the groups. If you have a comment to make, hit me with a super chat. Donations are appreciated. Obviously, if you're a member of the channel, you'll have your comments read as well. Every time I get a member, it always helps out your boys. So we will be checking those out as well. But let's start right away. Actually, before we talk about the groups, there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the World Cup, from visas and people not being able to get in, to some of the unfair treatment that Muslim teams and African teams have faced, which has been really disappointing to see. The prices at an all-time high for this World Cup. You knew the America tax was going to be absolutely killer. But I think it's been a little too much negativity. Who wants to start us out? I mean, there was a lot of negativity before the World Cup in Qatar as well. I thought this would be a lot more positive coming into this, but I did not envision, these restrictions on certain countries. And obviously with the whole Iran stuff, which we'll definitely get into, being that half of the panel or majority of the panel is Iranian. We're going to talk about that as well. But who wants to begin by talking about addressing some of the negative things that have been said about this World Cup heading into it?
I'm not gonna shy away and say that I'm
I
not
can't hear Alexander.
a little
Yeah, me
scared.
too. I was about to say.
Oh,
I can't hear him.
I can hear him. I can hear him. So keep talking.
I'm not gonna shy away and say that I'm not a little scared for this World Cup to be entering the United States at such a, I don't even know the right word, turning point of American society. Like, I feel like we're at a very sensitive point in American history, and to bring all of these countries together, which is what the World Cup is for. The World Cup is for unity, and the World Cup is for love, and it's about enjoying yourselves with the family and enjoying the sport that you love. I'm scared a little bit for the amount of interaction that the United States government has put into this World Cup. And I'm nervous / excited to see how it all pans out, to see really how much of it was true and all the rumors leading up to everything, and how much of it was fake. I know there's been a lot of rumors regarding what the government has been doing to allow the Iranian national team to come in, to see the deals here and there. We'll talk about that later. But I know, like, according to ticket prices, this is my first time buying World Cup tickets. I know Cheyenne has a lot more detail about that, so I'll let him talk about World Cup tickets, stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, the tickets, I mean, it's just been absolutely ridiculous. Even just compared to 4 years ago in Qatar, ticket prices are more than double across the board for any given game. From group stage games, I don't think we spent any more than 160 to 220 bucks for Category 2 tickets, and now the cheapest you can find them for is 400. Like, it's ridiculous, and it just really, like, unfair to the fans who truly care about the game and just want to go and support their countries. People that are traveling from all over the world just to watch the sport that brings so much unity and love. So it's just really disappointing to see.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, there's also been some talk about Europeans talking about time zones being hard, but it's like, dude, now you feel how we felt for basically every single World Cup besides Brazil. I mean, it's been really rough. In Qatar, when I got back from Qatar, I literally just stayed on Qatari time and woke up at like 5 a.m. So it's a dream come true that these times work out so well for us. Last one, Junga, what do you think about this? As somebody who's come from another country that lives and breathes the sport, what do you think about the criticism of the USA and Canada that were, not a soccer nation? Obviously, Mexico, you cannot say that about. I mean, and I think people are not giving them enough credit for being a host of this World Cup. They're going to embrace it to the fullest. But there's that criticism of the USA and Canada that we're not soccer nations. Do you think that's a valid criticism at all?
I think if I'm being honest, is not trying to go too deep into politics, but it's because of your president, with everything that like he kind of represents. And I think the main issue is the price because look, I've been following soccer like seriously for like when I've been conscious for like 15 years, people will always be bitching about the World Cup. Like till these days, some people say like the worst World Cup in the world it was in South Africa. Some people say like we're bitching about the hours in Brazil and everything. Some people say like in Russia, like it was horrible. So they always be bitching about. But I think the main issue is really the pricing and the fact that like some country get treated like kind of like weirdly and everything. Like I think this kind of like doesn't really like help your case because like the local, because I've been in America, it's been 5 years now, the local are amazing. I know that like the people like will embrace the World Cup and everything. I saw like that video of like the Algerian team that they went to like a little town, Kansas, I think Lawrence, Kansas, and everybody was kind of like very excited to welcome like a team. So I don't think it's the people the problem, it's just kind of like the price and kind of like I think like the president and also like the fact that the train in New York was like $13 became like fucking $100. It's just little things like this that just like kind of like like giving people a sour taste. But I'm sure that when the World Cup's gonna start, everybody's gonna like forget about it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
The hunger for money seems so apparent that
Yeah.
I feel like it's taking away from a lot of the excitement from the World Cup. I just feel like instead of giving the fans the excitement of the game that they love, they're trying to kind of rope you in little by little, trying to get every cent that they can. Like we'll talk about it, maybe about the resale thing that Cheyenne went through, that they upped his price of his resale ticket without even telling him to get money. I don't.
And I just wanted to add too, when the World Cup was attributed to the US, everybody was so hyped. USA, they have it's a nice country,
Yeah.
nice weather. You have like so many beautiful stadium. I'm telling you, at least people in France, they were really looking forward like to that would be like the World Cup of the century. I'm not even exaggerating. And you have like the thing that happened like this is kind of like it's a little disappointed, but it's at the end of the day, it's a World Cup or World Cup always delivers, so I'm not really worried about at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for all these foreigners to see how many amazing cities we have in America and also Canada and Mexico. But Envy, you want to finish it off by giving your take?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of negativity surrounding the tournament, but I'm excited. I'm happy to see that it's in 3 different countries, even though it is kind of crazy, like with the traveling and everything. But I think it'll be exciting to see 3 different host countries, and the prices suck, but I think it's going to be a great tournament. Yeah.
All right, let's get to Group A. We kick off on Thursday. Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and who am I forgetting?
Czechia.
And yes, and Czechia or Czech Republic. So the one thing that's amazing about this opening game is that it's a full circle moment. 16 years ago, South Africa opened up the World Cup at Soccer Stadium in Johannesburg against Mexico. And now, 16 years later, Mexico is going to open up against South Africa at the Azteca. Let's first give before we get our group predictions, let's take a look at some of the squads. Does anybody want to have a say on, let's start with Czechia or Czech Republic. Does anybody have anything to say about this team? And I'm going to be showing their squad right here on the screen for everybody. Anybody want to go ahead and take a crack at it? Go for it, Alexander.
I have one player from Czechia, the Czech Republic, Czechia, that I'm kind of eyeing out. Chori. And it's not because it's way back HD, but this man Chori is maybe 6'5". He scored 17 goals, 4 assists in 24 league matches. That sounds pretty legit to me. And if you're coming up against Mexico, who don't have the tallest people playing center back, if you're coming up against Korea, who don't have the tallest people playing center back, I think that he can do some damage there. And then you have Patrick Schick next to him, who's a good facilitator.
Oh, yeah.
I think it could happen.
Also, Thomas Suchek, I really like him, especially I think he's still in West Ham. Damn, I
Yeah,
forgot
it says
about
right there,
his
West Ham.
Yeah, Thomas Suchek, really like good player. Like they have like a solid qualifiers in the World Cup. They never really like were in danger. So they're gonna be annoying. Like I think it was Euro 2021. They were like pretty good when they did the quarterfinals, but since then I haven't really followed them like that. But like I mean it's a European team, solid, nothing really crazy, but they have no expectations. So you always have to look out for teams like this. They go in there, they're gonna vibe, they're in America. Like I think they can do some damage, but we'll see.
And Patrick Schick, obviously part of that invincible Leverkusen team that won the Bundesliga shockingly under Xabi Alonso in
Oh my
2024.
god,
He's been
yeah.
having 20 plus goal seasons left and right. And he had I think it was the Euro that you were just referring to, Junga. He was a beast at that
Oh my
Euro.
god, yeah.
So
Yeah.
they should be interesting. Now, Mexico, our noisy CONCACAF neighbors. It has not been the best era for Mexico. Obviously, they failed to make it out of the group in Qatar, which was pretty rare for them. They're usually a guarantee to get out of the group, and then they lose in the round of 16. At least that's what it's been like in our lifetime. But
Yeah.
John, you or NV, you got anything to say about this Mexico team? Guillermo Memo Ochoa is still
Still
playing,
there, the legend.
man.
Yeah, he's still kicking. He's still kicking. I mean, the Mexico team, they, like you said, have never really lived up to their expectations that people have had for them. they do have a lot of talent in the roster. I've always been a fan of Raul Jimenez. He's always been good in the Premier League, always a
Yes.
solid number 9. Santi Jimenez at AC Milan also. I mean, they have a good, talented squad. They're gonna want to make some noise, especially on home soil. They'll have their crowds behind them. Um, I mean, they should be able to comfortably get out of this group. I don't think that South Africa will pose too many problems for them in that first game. Especially with that home crowd behind them, they're gonna have some memories of 2010 in the back of their heads also, and they're gonna wanna right those wrongs from 16 years ago. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with them, but I could see them at least making a half decent run, maybe getting to a round of 16, but not much else, I don't think.
Envy, anything on Mexico at all?
I think they're gonna have a good tournament. I think they're gonna play well at home. They're gonna be really motivated, so I expect them to play really well.
I would be careful about one thing with Mexico. It's just, those Mexican fans in the stadium. Those Mexican fans in the stadium are so volatile. It's either oh, I love you so very much, or it's puta 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 every single 5 minutes. So I don't think if they start off well against South Africa, they'll hold the power that the home crowd will bring. I think that they need to start strong in order to really ride that wave of playing in Mexico every game. And if they do that, I think that they'll win the group comfortably.
That's
Some
true. I agree. Completely agree with him. Completely. Yeah.
some big names, man, for Mexico in this team that have been there for a while. I mean, you mentioned Raul Jimenez, Cheyenne, but Edson Alvarez has been there for a minute. Cesar Montes has been there for a minute. Last World Cup, what's his Alexi Vega really caught my eye. He's got that rocket of a left foot. But there's been a lot of hype around 17-year-old Gilberto Mora from Tijuana. 17-year-old. I've never seen him play yet, but does anybody have anything about him? Because there's a lot of hype going into him in this World Cup.
No, none. Like I heard, like he was like that, but I never saw him play. Honestly, never.
Yeah, I'm not sure many of us are that tapped into the Mexican league, but it's really cool seeing a player that young. Maybe he can have his little Lamine Yamal moment. I mean, definitely not. Probably won't be to that extent, but as he did in the Euros a couple of years ago. But it's exciting to see young players get their chance, and hopefully I'm rooting for him. Hope he does well.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but Tijuana might have played against LAFC in the Intercontinental Cup or something, and he might have scored a goal. I might be wrong, but if maybe I'm thinking about a different 17-year-old legend that just came in and just banged one, but that's all I know of him / not of him.
And then I also want to just piggyback off what you were saying about the fans, dude. The Azteca atmosphere on Thursday, I mean, I cannot wait to hear that stadium. And usually I root against Mexico just because they're rivals with USA, but I really want all the hosts to advance out of the group this time. I just think it's better for the tournament, and it would be a damn shame if El Tri didn't advance. I mean, I'm not super tapped into El Tri the last couple of years, but who are some guaranteed starters for these guys? And if you want, and listening in the comments, throw some of the starters out there that you think are guaranteed.
Like honestly, I think Quinones. For the fun fact, Quinones was born and raised in. I think he was born and raised in Colombia, and he got naturalized lately with Mexico. But I think the keeper, I think he's gonna put Carlos Acevedo, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's the starting keeper. And Edson Alvarez, I'm pretty sure he's gonna start too. I mean, I want to say
Edson Alvarez being the captain, he's definitely going to start.
Yeah. I know they wanted to move on from Raul Jimenez, but I guess they can't because the last few games that he played with him, I think he scored. So I think he's gonna start too. Even Santiago Jimenez, I think he has to start playing with Milan. I mean, Milan kind of have a so-so year, but I mean, you got to play. He has experience. He's a good player, so I think he's gonna play. I mean, I can put up the last lineup.
One of our commenters, Ryan, my good friend from elementary school, saying Edson shouldn't start. But you saying he shouldn't start, does that mean that he's not gonna? Because he's the captain and he's 28 years old, you would think, and he plays for Fenerbahce, who's a very solid club. You would think he's probably going to start. But anyway, any last words on Mexico before we move on? Nothing. All right. Now we have South Africa. I mean, being that you are probably the most knowledgeable on the African teams, Junga, I'm gonna let you take
Yeah,
the
I
start.
got it. I
Go
got
ahead.
it. So
Was it the African Cup 2024 that they
24 when they
semifinal?
completely discussed Morocco, absolutely. And I think the quarterfinal, I forgot which team was it, but the keeper, remind me his name, Ronwell Williams. Please, everybody. This keeper is a good keeper. And in pen, he did something that I rarely see. And I think he saved the first four PKs. I think it was the quarterfinal of the African Cup Nation 2024. So the one that Ivory Coast won. I can't remember which team was it, but he completely discussed everybody. He's just so good at pen. So he really caught my eyes. And also the particularity of South Africa is the whole squad. Basically, they all play in the local, the local league. So they all know each other. They all be playing each other for like years, so they're always gonna be tough to play against. Last Afcon, they weren't that good. I was expecting so much better than them, and they kind of disappointed me. But be very careful. They're very gonna be annoying, so it's not gonna be easy. Like they're not, I would say, like they're not supposed to be like a finish first of the group or something like that. But be very careful. They're gonna be the party pooper, and man, yeah, watch out for them. That's all I got. That's all I got to say.
Maybe I'm just not tapped into South Africa. I have them finishing fourth, but now that I see that quite literally half of the entire team plays for
Yeah,
two teams, you're right. Orlando
Kaiser
and
Chiefs,
Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. That's the
yeah,
chemistry is going to be unbelievable.
you can't forget Kaiser Chiefs.
Of
yeah,
course.
Kaiser Chiefs. Yeah, and just to finish, like when it's nationals team, all it matters is chemistry and just buying into a system. You don't need to really play pretty football. You need to be like consistent. That's it. That's all it is.
So let's talk to finish it off about a team that Sharon, you're going to probably be more familiar with, given that we play against them in Asia, South Korea. And last time they had a really good showing in Qatar, making it to the round of 16, losing to Brazil. And they have some big names. Kim Min Jae of Bayern Munich,
Mm-hmm.
obviously the legend himself, Sonny. Peg Sung Ho. I didn't even know Peg Sung Ho was on the team from Birmingham. Shout out to my brummies. If anybody's watching this, Birmingham, shout out to Peg Sung Ho. I did not even know he was on the team. That puts a huge smile on my face. And then, I mean, Huang Hee Chan and what's his name? Lee Kang In. I mean, this is a pretty good team, guys. I would not sleep on them at all. Who wants to kick us off? I guess let's go with Cheyenne first.
Yeah, I mean South Korea, they've always been a very dangerous team. They're always looking to be threatening in the World Cup. I mean, even going back to 2018 beating Germany, they're always causing problems. Youngman Sonny, I mean, surely he's the best player out of any team in this group. He's
I think
I have
even at this age, he's still the best.
yeah, I mean he's still playing incredibly well for LAFC. He's like that type of class and that level of play that doesn't just disappear. I mean, he's been out of the Premier League for a year now, but he's still more than capable of playing in that top level. And like you said, Huang Hee Chan, all the other guys on that team, they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous. I personally think they're going to top this group. I think they have the strongest squad. And they're definitely going to cause some problems.
So that brings.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Topping the group, like I'm not that I say that I don't believe that's gonna happen, but like I just saw somebody make a comment on our YouTube. Is like, so are we putting money on South Korea? I personally am not putting money on South Korea. I have my money on Mexico, but I do think that the second place comes directly into that first game. Like whether Czechia or Korea wins, I think whoever wins that game is going to take second.
I think Korea's going to win that game, and I think they're going to beat Mexico too. So
Okay, I love it. I love it.
So let's Junga and Envy, if you can, send me through text your brackets. But this is what I have for Group A, and that is, hold on one sec. For Group A, this is what I'm going with. I've got Mexico finishing first and I'm only going with them just because of just the home field advantage aspect of it all. I don't know if I would be picking them if it wasn't there. South Korea finishing second. I want South Africa to finish third, but I just put them fourth because I didn't know as much about them as Czech Republic currently. But I could be very wrong on that. I mean, I don't have the same bias towards Czech Republic that I once did when they had the greatest goalkeeper ever on their team, Petr Cech. But that's what my pick was. So I'm gonna bring in Cheyon's picks here of his. Did you send me the groups or you only sent me the knockout? I think you're muted, by the way. I think you might have only sent me your knockout stage.
I think I just sent you my knockout. I can pull up.
Yeah, just read it off.
Let's just say
NV.
'em. Let's
Yeah,
just
you can
say
just say 'em.
what-
If you guys have it memorized, then even better. So let's go, Alexander. What you got? For
I mean,
this?
I got Mexico winning. I have Mexico winning 9 points, by the way, because I think that they're gonna go crazy, but I think that they're gonna lose in the first round. We'll talk about that later. Mexico first. I have Czechia coming second, Korea third, South Africa fourth.
yeah, I had Korea, Mexico, Czechia, and South Africa.
Okay, and then NV has Mexico first. He had the exact same as me. He had Mexico first, South Korea second, Czech Republic third, and South Africa fourth. Honestly, Junga, you don't even have to send it to me. You can just read it off. That makes it much easier. Just make sure you guys have your brackets up and we can just read it off. We lost Junga?
On to the next one, Group B.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's talk about Group B. And that is Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, or Herzegovina, as they say, and Qatar. If you can't already tell, I'm not a fan, but they have some games that are being held here at SoFi. Switzerland is playing against Bosnia here. Who's going to that game by show of hands?
I've tickets to that one. I'll be there.
Oh, we got NV doesn't know if he's going. Junga, before we move on, what did you have for Group A?
Yeah, so I wasn't as high as you, but I have Mexico because home field advantage. I have Czech Republic. I feel like they're gonna be pretty annoying. I have South Africa third, and I have South Korea last, man. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not that high on South Korea. I think they have nice players. I respect it, but I just don't see it. I might be wrong. But I just don't. I have them fourth. I'm sorry.
By the way, NV sent me his bracket, and I can actually just open it up. So if you guys want to do that as well, maybe that works. But
Okay.
let's go now to Group B's squads. So we first are starting out with Bosnia, and here it is. They somehow, for the former Arsenal player, Cheyenne Sead Kolasinac is on the team here. You also have Edin Dzeko. I mean, my goodness, this guy's 40 years old and still playing. Absolute freaking legend. Edin Dzeko, Inter Milan, Man City. Now he's on Schalke, and yeah, I mean they're not to be slept on. This is the team that obviously prevented Italy from getting to the World Cup. So go ahead. Does anybody have anything on Bosnia?
I want to stand on that because the world is small. So the number 20, Esmer. So I currently live in Wisconsin, right? He was born and raised in Wisconsin. And so for the little story, so I play soccer at UW Milwaukee, and my co-captain is actually his best friend. And when I say best friend, is like, best friend. So
Wait,
actually, you have a
which player?
Esmer number 20. Esmer,
From PSV.
yeah, from PSG, yeah. From PSV, yeah,
Barektarevich.
yeah. Wisconsin native, American native. I can say that, but he's Bosnian, obviously. But yeah, and other than that, very good player, very techy. Like his game against Italy, very direct. So yeah, Bosnia. They haven't been in the World Cup since 2014, and when they were like in a group with Argentina and Nigeria, and I forgot the last team, Iran. Yeah, Iran. They played against Iran. My bad.
And they beat us 3-1. I remember. They had a good team back then. Miralem
I was in the stadium for that one too.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, like you said, not to be slept on. Honestly, not to be slept on.
NV, anything on Bosnia?
I think that's a that's a good team, honestly, underrated team, feisty team. You know, they knocked Italy's World Cup hopes out. So yeah.
I know that one stung, but let's talk now. One of the hosts, man. This has got to be the best Canadian team ever for a World Cup. Head coach Jesse March, American, formerly of Leeds United, and they've
Wisconsin
obviously
98 too. Sorry.
there you go. They got Steven Eustachio from LAFC, multiple LAFC players, 3 of them, and then of course the man himself, Alfonso Davies. Seeing a comment saying Davies might be missing the first game, which is very unfortunate. Dude's absolutely electric. But Tajon Buchanan, like they've got some really good players on this team. What do you guys make? Jonathan David, I mean, what do you guys make of this Canadian team, especially given that they're at home?
I gotta be honest, I don't have a lot of I don't want to say love because I don't have hatred for them either. Like it's a good team, it's a fun team. I love Alfonso Davies. I don't have a lot of hope for them to go into this World Cup. I don't think that they're strong enough to beat Switzerland. I do think that they'll get a point off of Bosnia. I have them coming in second, but if it was anywhere else and not in their home nation, I don't think that they would come out of this group personally.
Even with the third place teams making it. And also, I wanted to just say that.
Oh my God, you're right. If we want to talk about that first of all, that's ridiculous. This new format is absolutely butt licking, horrible, money grabbing, almost laundering at this point. The type of stuff that they're trying to do.
It's going to water down the games for sure. I mean, we already know that that's why I said in Qatar, we got to enjoy the fact that it's the last 32 team World Cup we're going to get, because the quality, I mean, somebody was asking me, is there a group of death? There's virtually like no group of death, really.
I'm seeing things online that they're calling groups of life. Like they're so bad that they're calling it groups of life. It's heartbreaking.
Anything on Canada? Sean?
Me, I have something. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, Canada, they have some electric players. They have players that can definitely cause problems. But I mean, for the most part, I agree with Alexander. I just don't see them doing too much. Anytime I've watched them play, it just doesn't feel like they have a lot of cohesion in their team. Just I don't know. I like there are a lot of individual players I like a lot, but I just don't see them doing too much.
This is the team, though, that made it to the semifinals of Copa America 2 years ago. I want to remind everyone. Junga?
Me, honestly, so exactly, I was about to mention that even the last World Cup, they finished with 1 point, but I thought that they played good. It was the game, I think it was the game against Belgium, if I'm not mistaken.
They outplayed Belgium. There was an early goal. There was an early goal.
And I just think they just couldn't score, but I thought they played good. Copa America, I thought that they were solid. Like, I feel like you're a little bit harsh on Canada. I'm not saying like they're amazing and everything, but like I feel like they can easily go to the round of 16. Now, we have to see because, like, in a way, I agree. Like, the chemistry sometimes kind of like seems off a little bit, but I believe that when you have a good coach, and Jesse March is one of them, they have good players, they have experience, and especially they're gonna be like playing home and everything. I feel they can do some noise. I feel they can do something, honestly.
So I'm gonna reveal. Oh no, I'm sorry. We weren't done with this group. Switzerland. This is a team that in terms of consistency, I think every single tournament since 2014, they have made it out of their group. They have found a way every single tournament to make it out of their group. They obviously beat your French team in 2021 and that coming back from 3-1 down. And then last World Cup, they also made it to the knockout stage, and then Portugal just absolutely killed them. That was kind of Gonzalo Rams's coming out party. Yeah, that was his coming out party at that point. But this is an experienced team. They've got plenty of talent. I mean, what are we saying about Switzerland? I'm going to pull up their roster in a second, but who wants to kick this off?
I mean, yeah, Switzerland. They're just they've always been a good team. Granit Xhaka, my boy, he is just who you want as your captain, as your leader. He will always be there to drive your team forward and lead you to places you don't think your team can go. He did that with Sunderland this year. Came in from Leverkusen, had them fighting right at the top of the table for a majority of the season. They're challenging for European places right after being promoted, which is incredible. And I really like the rest of the Switzerland team too. They do have players that can cause problems as well, but it is gonna be weird seeing them without Shaqiri now, but hopefully they have other guys that can step up and fill those big shoes. But
They have ye old goat Marco Arnautovic.
No, he's Austrian.
Yeah, Austrian.
Can we skip that?
I mean, Manuel Akanji's had some, really good seasons for Man City the last couple of years. Now he's on Inter Milan. Brill and Bolo seems to always score goals in tournaments, it feels like. And then, I mean, they have a lot of experienced guys. Freuler is
Zakaria is solid.
Yeah, you had in that. Just no,
Kobo,
Ricardo.
the
This guy Sal
there-
that plays for Seville.
Yeah,
I feel like he's
plays
been
for
in and out
Sevilla.
of the Turkish league for a really long time, just like proving himself in the Turkish league with Abubakar on that same team. I feel like it was them two on Fenerbahce for a while.
There's also, I don't know if you talked about it, but Denis Zakaria, like him, playing Monaco, playing France,
Yeah,
good
he's
player.
was on
I mean,
loan.
Dime said,
Was on loan at Chelsea for a bit.
yeah, I mean, you say Dime, Ramon Freuler, I really like him, especially his Atalanta days. Ricardo Rodriguez, OG, he's been there. It's been a long time too.
Big
And
time
Kuban,
experience.
Gregor Kuban for Dortmund, great keeper. But can I say like a little like basketball reference of what is Switzerland? Switzerland, they're like the 2010s Pacers, always in the playoffs. They're gonna find a way to go to the playoff. Maybe they're gonna win a series. Maybe they're gonna like go game 7, but maybe like round of 16, quarterfinal. I don't even think so. So that's probably what Switzerland's gonna do. They always do this, and it's not even a knock. Like you have to be consistent. I'm not even like marking them, but that's kind of like the Pacers in the 2020s. I mean 2010s. Sorry, say 2020s, 2010s.
Well, I was gonna say like in a tournament, having a good goalie is like so important, and
Huge.
he's a pretty good goalie. So I feel like I was thinking about that earlier. That's the USA's biggest weakness. I feel like is Matt Turner is not really that great in my opinion, but
So here is what we have for the groups. It's funny enough, I feel like NV just was like looking at my sheet when he was making this, because he had the exact same for the second straight group configuration that I have. We have Switzerland topping the group just because they're so reliable. Canada second, Bosnia third. We haven't even mentioned Qatar, and I think even though I can't stand them, they have won the Africa Cup, the Asian Cup 2 consecutive times. And the Asian Cup is a very prestigious tournament.
They're just importing Brazilians.
I know, but
it's not the same.
Are we sleeping on Qatar at all? They're the ones that knocked Iran out in that semifinal, unfortunately. Obviously, we're probably the least successful hosts in terms of performance in a World Cup, but they've won 2 straight Asian Cups, and they have Japan, South Korea, and Iran in their confederation, and Australia, and they actually have won the tournament twice in a row, which pains me to say. Shayan, you got anything on them? Are we sleeping on them?
I just really don't like them. It's just like it's completely biased, but I'm just so tired of them. I'm Akram Afif. That's their best player. He is a very, very good player. But like realistically, in a World Cup, I just don't see them doing too much against the big teams. Even in the last Asian Cup, like Iran knocked out Japan. We played so poorly against them in that semifinal. Like I was just so disappointed in the way we turned up for that game. And then who do they even play in the final?
Jordan, I think.
Jordan, yeah. Like it just they kind of lucked out from that standpoint. But I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. They've been there. They've won. They shouldn't be entirely slept on. They do have like I said, if he can cause problems to back lines. He is tricky. If he gets a side of goal, I don't count him out to fluff his lines very frequently. But I mean, overall, I don't think any of us have much hope of them finishing higher than last place in that group. But
Yeah. I guess let's go to the panel. NV. I was already actually no, I already read yours off. Junga, what you got for Group B?
Group B, I have Canada first. I have Switzerland second, Bosnia third, and Qatar fourth.
Cheyenne?
yeah, I have Switzerland, Bosnia, Canada, Qatar.
Alexander?
I have Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia, Qatar.
Okay. So now we go to Group C. And by the way, I'm excited for
Oh,
Toronto. Go ahead. Do you have something to say?
oh, Group C. Group C, I'm excited. Group C is a
By the
good
way,
one.
I also wanted to give a shout out because we didn't mention him. Ruben Vargas of Sevilla had a really good, I think it was Euro 2024 or Euro 2021. He was really impressive. So I wanted to give him a shout out, but that's for Switzerland. Okay. Group C, they got the big guns. Seleção, Brazil, head coach by the legend, Carlo Ancelotti. And this is going to be big time. Haiti, the fact that Haiti made it a World Cup is crazy. Morocco, the only team in history from Africa to make it to a semifinal, which they did 4 years ago in Qatar. And they have one of the craziest, most rabid fan bases in international football. And then, obviously, not the rightful African champs. I don't care what anybody says. That's bullshit. I hope that gets overturned. The fact that they were given that win because of the craziness that occurred in that final against Senegal. Scotland, I mean, they're going to bring their fans. That's going to be hilarious. This is a good group. I want to start out with Haiti. Does anybody have any hope that Haiti doesn't finish last? I remember Johnny Placide. These guys have played in Gold Cup for a long time. Duggins Nazon, I don't know if I'm saying that right, plays for in an Iranian club, Esteghlal. That's crazy. And they've got some MLS guys. I mean, they've got some guys that play around the world. But what you got for Haiti, Junga?
So I was about to shout out Johnny Placid, like keepers, like everybody be knowing, 38 years old. I think he playing, I think, fourth, fifth division right now in France. But yeah, Placid, he's been known for being Asian in France. I've also Yanis Fortuné. I think he was at Arsenal. Like he was kind of like a Yaya Sanogo type of player. Wilson Isidore too. I think at some point he was in Monaco, so they're gonna be there. They're probably gonna start. So just watch out for them. But other than that, I really have nothing more about 80, honestly. Even the coach, I don't really know the coach. I knew the old coach, but this one I don't really know him. But yeah, I'm happy that they're in the World Cup. For a fun fact too, first World Cup since 1974, just like DRC Congo. So 52 years after, Haiti back in the World Cup, especially in America, where we know they have a huge fan base. That's gonna be. I'm happy for them. I'm very happy actually.
By a show of hands. Go ahead, Alexander.
Where are they playing? Where are most of their games played, AD?
He's one
Is
in
it
Miami
in
for sure.
Florida?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have some. Yeah, they're gonna have some.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so they're playing against Scotland in Boston, in Foxborough, over in. Shout out to my boy Dean. He's going to be at that game.
Scotland is going to take over that stadium.
And then they're playing in Philly against Brazil, and then against Morocco they're playing in Atlanta. So they're actually not playing any games in Florida.
They even get in Florida. Oh,
no, and here's the thing too, man. Morocco, whatever teams they play against, it's usually going to be a home game for Morocco because those fools travel like crazy.
Oh yeah.
So Qatar was right there for them, so it was a little different. But by a show of hands, does anybody have? Or sorry, I should say by a show of hands, who has Haiti finishing last? Unanimous. Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about Scotland for a sec. This is obviously going to be electric. You know how big their culture is on the sport. Some very notable names. Andy Robertson, absolute legend for Liverpool, one of the best left backs of this generation. Scott McTominay. I mean, this guy on Man United was solid, but player of the season for Napoli, who won the Scudetto in 2024. Yeah, 2024, right?
2025.
2025. You're right. 2025 scored. I'm pretty sure the goal that won them the league, and he was the player of the season.
And it was a bike.
Unbelievable. Kieran Tierney had a stint at Arsenal. John McGinn of Aston Villa. This team is not. And then, of course, Billy Gilmore is also on this team. Where's Billy Gilmore at? Am I missing him?
Billy Gilmore.
Where's he at?
I don't think. I don't think he's there.
I guess he's not on the team. Is Che Adams on the team?
Chad is
Yeah,
there.
Jay Adams is there from
Yeah.
Torino.
Okay.
What happened to Billy
Yeah.
Gilmore?
He got injured.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
damn.
he got a
But
knee injury. I looked it up.
even so, Envy, you want to kick it off with Scotland? I mean, they're not to be slept on.
No, yeah, that's a team that I was thinking about. Maybe even finishing like second in that group, or they could even. You never know. They could even win the group. You never know. They could win a knockout game. You know what I mean? Like that's a sneaky good team. They're very solid, and they're gonna play hard.
Craig Gordon is still on the team and he's 43. I cannot believe that. But what you got, Cheyenne?
Yeah, I mean Scotland. They have a lot of experience. Their fans are also crazy. They're a fan base that'll show out and be loud and cheer them on. They're gonna fight hard. I don't know. What has Scotland been to a World Cup before? I don't know their history too well, but either they haven't or it's the first in a very long time. So they're going to be excited to be there. They're going to be fighting very hard. And like you said, they have a lot of players that can cause problems. John McGinn, incredible player, has done exceptionally well for Aston Villa, bringing them back to the Champions League. Yeah, and Kieran Tierney as well, my Arsenal boy. He's done really well since he's been back at Celtic also. So
They by the way, to answer your question,
Oh,
they have been in the World Cup multiple times. They haven't made it since '98 in France, and they've never made it out of the group.
okay.
They've never made it out of the
Okay.
group.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Alexander, you had something?
I actually don't have a lot on Scotland, but I will tell you this: Scott McTominay is so much fun to watch. And I'm not saying this out of a bias because of FIFA either. He is just such a big body. He's a presence. Somebody's going to be scared to get in with the challenge with him, and it's going to take him an extra 15 yards. They're going to get a goal. Watch it. Somebody's going to be scared to challenge. He'll run 15 yards. He'll get an assist, and it'll be a goal.
Junga, you
I
want to
have
end
them
it off?
finishing third.
Honestly,
Okay.
I agree with what everybody says. Honestly, not to be slept on. I think they're gonna be trouble.
Okay, and then let's talk about Morocco. I mean, these guys had an incredible showing at the last World Cup. Very defensively solid. They have. I mean, what's the consensus? Is Ashraf Hakimi the best right back in the world now? Is that a consensus thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
100%.
I know that pains you to say as a Marseille fan, Junga.
Yeah, but yeah, I keep it honestly. Honestly, there's nothing else to say. He's been good. He's been amazing defensively, offensively. He can do it all. He can do it all. It doesn't look like he's gonna slow down too. Can even take free kicks. Like he's fast. Like oh my goodness, don't even get me started. Yeah.
This-
Oh my god.
Morocco have lost only one game since January 2024. If you're not counting the African Cup final,
Yeah.
have lost only one game in more than 2 years.
I mean
I'm just-
Morocco.
I have them winning. I have them winning the group.
you have them winning over Brazil.
I have them winning.
I
over
have
Brazil.
Morocco winning the group also.
You guys are that low on Brazil? I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
It's not necessarily low on Brazil. It's high on Morocco.
It's high on Morocco.
There.
Yeah.
I mean, they have there were a lot of
It
these.
is low on Brazil too, a little bit. But.
Yeah, well, fair. A lot of these.
We'll talk about that later.
We're about to talk about it now, but a lot of these same players were on the team 4 years ago. Obviously, Bono in goal, Mazraoui, Amrabat, Aguerd. How do you say it, Junga?
Aguerd.
Brahim Diaz. Obviously, he did miss that penalty, but the guy plays for Real Madrid. He's very talented. This is a good team, man. This is a really good team. What do you got to say about the squad, Envy?
That's a competitive team, but they're gonna have. I feel like they're gonna have a little bit of pressure now because there's gonna be way more expectations, and they didn't have expectations going into the last World Cup. So we'll see. We'll see. I think they're gonna be good though.
Junga?
Might be controversial what I'm gonna say. I think they have a good squad, even a great squad, but just because, like Envy said, because of the expectation, I see them crumble a little bit to. I mean, I'm not gonna reveal it the way I got them, but I'm not as high as y'all because I think underestimate the trauma that was for them to not win the AFCON. I know it's not the AFCON like show, but like it was supposed to be the first like title in 50 years, and the way that they lost and everything that happened after, and Now they kind of like a laughing stock, and they also like this saying that Moroccan people think that they kind of like better than Afghan, that they should like be playing like in the Euro, for example. They should like they say like they have a style to play like more in the World Cup. That's why we better and everything. They are a little bit cocky too. I have a lot of friends on Morocco back in France, so be careful. I'm just asking them to be careful. It's the World Cup. I'm gonna play
I
against team that are seasoned. They have like great players. They've been there before. So yes, they went in the semifinal. They were amazing. There's no denying that. But let's pump the brakes. We know how team can crash out from a World Cup to another one. We've seen it so many times.
I
Okay,
didn't
fair enough.
know
Go
I
ahead.
didn't know the lore about the uppityness with Morocco, and it's good to know.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Like for this, so Morocco is one of the nation like Senegal. I think Dime knows that. That was like very big, very like well known, but didn't have any title. That's that
Mhm.
kind of like team. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's always like it's a big team, but they have nothing to show about. I don't know what comparison I can use with
the United
a
States.
team in the United States, maybe in a way. Okay, in a way, not the same, but in a way, the Knicks. It's a big team and everything, but they just have two titles.
There you
When, for
go.
example, like the Pistons have more, like the Warriors have more, but that in a way, that's kind of like the same. It's not like Morocco is not the Knicks of like Africa, but like just to give you
Give us
perspective.
a
Yeah,
like
and so them losing at home like that, especially against Senegal, it's like it's huge. It's terrible. It was. I know they don't want to admit it, but it was. Yeah, that was crazy. Losing like this when you have like literally the pen to really like deliver a whole country. Be careful. I'm just saying, be careful about that. Let's not. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Let's go to Brazil, man. Obviously, I mean, when you think of this sport, you think of Brazil. It's been a long time though since they've won a World Cup. 2002, South Korea, Japan. They've been really disappointing at some of the last couple tournaments. Obviously, the 7-1 thrashing to Germany on home soil, but that wasn't a great Brazil team. I thought the 2018 team was good enough to win, and they just ran into an incredible Belgium team with my goat Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne and these guys in their primes. And then last World Cup, I was watching the game at my boy Envy's house. It was I had them winning the last World Cup and the 2018 World Cup, and they were up 1-0 in extra time, somewhat sat back. Croatia scored and they lost in penalties. They won the Copa America in 2019 on home soil, which was kind of like their big win since the 2002 World Cup, besides that Olympic win that Neymar got. But they've been really disappointing, and there's not that much hype coming into this Brazil squad as there normally is for a World Cup. But I feel like Ancelotti gives them some, at least for me, gives them a little bit more respect. And let's look at some of the names as every Brazil team is you basically know everyone on the squad. Of course, Alisson, one of the best goalkeepers of this generation. Gabriel has had a colossal season for Arsenal, winning the league and just been really good for them. Marquinhos, 105 caps, captaining this team, most caps, I think, in the history of PSG. Correct me if I'm wrong, Junga.
I think yeah. I think he has the most caps now.
Cat,
Ridiculous, insane. Yes.
yeah, I mean, he's had an incredible career. Casemiro, but he's 34 years old now. Alexandro, 35. Vinny Jr. obviously is their star, their guy. And then you've got Neymar, who's making an appearance, which
Yeah.
is really good to see. Uh, 34 years old, though, at this point. And then Rafinha. I mean, I know we got some Barca guys in the chat. They're going to get into talking about him as well. Um, and then Danilo, wow, a lot of the old guard is on this team. Danilo, age
Yeah.
34. Mateus Cunha. I haven't seen Mateus Cunha play that much, though.
Yeah, good season at Manu. Honestly, I really like his season at Manu.
We have a lot of old heads, but mixed with some
Fabinho,
youngers like that Endrick pick. I'm really excited to see about.
yeah,
Really
and
excited.
Yes.
very sad about Estevan William that he wasn't able to
Yeah.
play. Lucas Paqueta, Gabriel Martinelli, these guys have been around. Ederson, he's had a legendary career. Let me just ask this, because we can get in more depth about this. Who wants to start by giving us their Brazil starting 11? What is that looking like right now?
Honestly, I'm not going to pretend like I know too much about the Brazilian. I don't watch Brazil, and not a big fan of them.
You have a jersey on right now. What is this?
Well, obviously, I
Yeah.
have a jersey. I have a jersey of everybody you've ever known. That doesn't mean I love him.
Envy, what you got? Tactics.
Tactics. I don't know. The thing about that team is like, what front three do you start? Where do you put everybody? Like, it's just kind of a mess. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for them to figure out the attack. Because I feel like Rafinha is better on the left, but you can't really. I mean, I guess you could move any, but I don't know. It's weird. That's a weird team to figure out.
I mean, for me, Rafinha, you have to play him as a 10. I think that would be
I think
better.
so. Yeah, I think so too.
You have to play him as a 10. Vini obviously on the left. On top, though. I mean, Igor Thiago had a good game. I think he scored the last game, Igor Thiago, if I'm not mistaken, or if it wasn't him. I think he scored
Yeah,
that like
He did
friendly, he
score.
scored.
Igor-
I really like Hendrick. I don't know if
Igor-
he's gonna start, but I really like Hendrick. He was
Yeah,
really
Endrick
good.
is good,
Hendrick
man.
scored in the game versus Egypt.
Yeah. Um but yeah, Rafinha as a 10, Vini on the left. If it was being Loki, I would even start Mateus Cunha. He had a really good season with Man United.
Mm-hmm.
You can put Martinelli, he's solid, he's gonna like run up and down
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah. But I trust Ancelotti to like, to cook us like a good team. They have like solid midfielder, Casemiro. He had like a resurgence this year with Manchester. Bruno Guimaraes, good season. Paqueta, he went back to Flamengo. I don't really know what he did at Flamengo, but like he's a good player, obviously. In the back, Gabriel Marquinhos is very solid. The question with Brazil is always the same. Are they gonna be like mentally like strong enough? Because it's always been the problem.
It's
People are
always
saying
pressure.
we got 2 comments saying Luis Enrique starts. One from Ryan, one from Luis05.
Okay, it's okay.
I'd love to hear.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just happy to hear somebody else starting a right wing. I just don't want to see them. I just don't want to see them force themselves into trying to get all 3 of their big guys right up top if they don't have to. If they have somebody good enough to play at right wing, put
It
'em in.
should have been Esteval, man. I'm still so sad about that, to be honest.
So Neymar is consensus he's coming off the bench, super sub kind of deal.
Well, he is also coming off an injury. He did just injure his calf, so he might not even be available for the first game. So
Yeah.
we'll see how he's doing with that. But I am really curious to see how they use him in this squad.
It says that Wesley
He got injured.
got injured. Wesley
Yeah.
Franca. How do you say Franca or Francia?
I think it's Franca. Franca.
He got he got ruled out. So I mean, who are
Called up Ederson.
you're gonna start Allison, obviously, but what are you playing as your back 4? Obviously, the center back pairing of Marquinhos and Gabriel, I would assume is going to start and would be really good.
That's
right?
100%. That's 100% going to be the starting center backs for them.
Yeah.
Probably Alexandro on the left.
He's old, man.
He is.
A lot of old guys. Even Danilo, old. Yeah.
They're starting another guy, Sandro, at left back. Santos. Douglas Santos.
Douglas Santos.
Santos.
Yeah,
And then Wesley got injured at right back. Then who are you going to play at right back? He seemed pretty consistent for them.
So let's give our group. I mean, let's give our group standings. I'm gonna go again. NV literally just saw my bracket and just copied it verbatim. Brazil first, Morocco second, Scotland third, and Haiti fourth. What about Cheyenne? What you got?
I had Morocco, Brazil, Scotland, Haiti.
I have the same.
Junga?
I have Brazil, Scotland, Morocco, and Haiti.
Okay, so your hot
Oh,
take is that Morocco's gonna flip a little bit here. Ryan saying Ibanez at right.
Yeah. They did that in a friendly 3 games ago, I guess. He plays where in the Saudi league? I know he's fast.
Yeah, Saudi league. He only has
Yeah,
7
he's
caps
fast.
for the national team.
Damn, Jesus.
Wow, it's not a lot.
But he started here. This starting lineup in their last game was Alisson, Wesley, but Wesley's injured, so you can just rule him out. So let's just say if Wesley was playing on the left, let's just say like Alexandro takes his place. So it'll be Allison, Alexandro, Marquinhos. Gabriel didn't start, but I think that's coming off the Champions League final. I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
He
no-brainer.
was just resting.
Is Casemiro going to start at this age?
I think so.
Casemiro
no?
and Bruno Guimaraes, definitely. Yeah, he will.
See, my thing was with Brazil, though, is outside of Casemiro in these past tournaments, their midfield hasn't been that strong. Like, they don't have anybody that's going to, like, dictate games like a Pedri or like these guys that Portugal has. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't they don't make me feel confident. Like, that's where Brazil just, like, tore them apart in 2014. Like, Toni Kroos, Sami Khedira, and Ozil and Schweinsteiger just, like, ran them off the pitch badly. But anyway, okay, that's what we got for Group C. Now we get to USA's group. And
USA.
I will be at the first game of this tournament with the USA. I cannot believe it. Look at this guy, man, with taking off his jerseys. But I'm so excited for SoFi, for LA to be hosting our first game, man. I think that's a must win against Paraguay, though. Like, I really do. Turkey made it to the quarterfinals or the semifinals of the Euro Cup? It's quarterfinals, right?
It was quarterfinals.
Yeah, so I don't think that we're favored by any means to win this group, and it's not an easy group. Australia, historically at World Cups, always competes. They made it to the round of 16 in Qatar, so there's no pushovers in this group, but there's also not like a clear-cut powerhouse in this group, which bodes well for the USA. In terms of pressure for the US, I mean, this has to be an all-time high as far as hosting. You know, the sport has really grown in the country since 1994. And after having a pretty good showing in Qatar, but an awful showing in Copa America, where, Tim Weah obviously got that red card against Panama, and Panama, a CONCACAF team, made it over us. There's a lot of pressure, but we got to get out this group. Bare minimum, I think we got to finish top 2. Obviously, a lot of repeat faces from the Qatar team: Matt Turner, Serginho Dest, Chris Richards from Crystal Palace. I'm really excited about him. Tyler Adams obviously had a really good World Cup 4 years ago. Anthony Robinson, who's of English descent, but he also had a really good World Cup and has been very active, plays for Fulham, and has gotten a lot of good experience there. Gio Reyna was the controversial omission 4 years ago, son of Claudio Reyna, who's one of the best American players when we were kids. He will be on the team this time. Weston McKennie plays for one of the best historic clubs in the sport's history in Juventus. And then you got guys like Pepe, the main man Pulisic, who's been great for Milan, Brendan Aronson. I mean, in terms of on paper, a lot of these American players between, Malik Tillman playing for Leverkusen and Balogun and Weah, Joe Scally, like these guys play for big teams, but, we haven't necessarily put it all together under Pochettino. And having Poch as our manager, that also brings a level of pressure because of his resume in Europe. But who wants to start with the USA team, man? I mean, I haven't really watched. I don't think I've watched any of our full games since I watched a little bit of the Germany game the other day, but I haven't watched any of our full games since the Copa America. It's a lot of pressure, man. Who's going to start here?
I don't want to talk about the US. Somebody else take the lead on this one.
So let me ask you this, Alexander. I don't want to get too controversial here, but you're not supporting the USA like you did 8 years ago, and that is mainly government.
I am not supporting the United States.
And you're wearing the jersey.
Of course I'm wearing the jersey. I'm going to try to wear every jersey of everyone that I have. Am I going to root? If they win, I'm going to be so happy for the players. I'm going to be happy for a few of them. I'm going to be happy for Ricardo Pepi, Weston McKennie, Pulisic, I guess. But I don't know. I just don't want. I don't want us to think that we're better than anybody right now. In any sort of way. I don't want us to get big-headed in any sort of way any more than we already are. And I feel like the further we go, the more everyone is going to be sucking the schlong of the person that put this together, who paid for this to happen, the recipient of the FIFA Peace Prize. So I don't want this to. But yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, and also I wanted to give a shout out to Haji Wright. Coventry City won the championship under Frank Lampard, the GOAT, and they're going to get promoted to the Premier League. And Haji Wright was a part of that, so I wanted to give him a shout out. He's in good. I would believe he's in good form. Let me check out his stats for the season. But Shayan, And
Bred
he's
from LA Galaxy, by the way. Shout out Beto dos Santos.
legend. But how do you feel about the USA team going into this, man? His home World Cup.
I mean, I always feel the same way about the USA team. This time around is not too much different. There's a lot of talented players. I think I saw a stat recently that they've lost 7 games in a row against European teams, continuing against Germany last week. They will probably get out of their group, but as soon as they come up against one of the bigger teams, I just don't see this team doing too much. Don't have a lot of hope in them. Honestly.
Envy, you got a starting 11 for me? First of all, who are we starting in goal? Are we starting Matt Turner or Freeze? Because Freeze started against Germany the other day.
Where does he play again?
It says, let me scroll up here. He
Freeze,
played
New York City, Freeze.
New York City
Yeah.
FC.
New York
I mean-
City FC, Freeze.
The one thing I'll say is like he's probably getting like consistent game time, whereas wasn't Matt Turner just like on the bench at Forest for like the whole season basically, or most of it?
Who are you starting next? Because we started Serginho Dest on the wing the other day. I mean, he does like to bomb forward. We started Freeman on the right-hand side. I would assume Tim Ream and Chris Richards center back pairing. Chris Richards didn't play the other day,
Yeah.
but I think that was health related, right? Was he injured? Nobody knows.
I don't know if he was injured, but it seems like in a lot of these last couple of friendlies, a lot of the teams are resting their top players. Just like
Chris Richards was dealing with a small injury though. He was towards the end of the season for Crystal Palace also.
So I'm
maybe,
thinking
maybe McKenzie will start
McKenzie starting where?
at center back if
back.
Richards is hurt.
I hope Richards is fit. And then you have what's his name?
Anthony Robinson.
Anthony Robinson is going to for sure be on the left.
Clear.
Yeah, stored an absolute screamer against Germany. McKinney and Adams in the midfield, you would assume.
Mhm.
And then it gets obviously Pulisic on the left. Do you start Balogun, Haji right, or Weah? You got some choices there.
I think it has to be Balogun or Weah, I feel like, but I don't know.
Can I be biased and say Weah because he played for Marseille, or it's too much?
Nah,
you can be biased.
Yeah, I mean, I want Weah to play. You really have like out of our shitty season that we had, he was at least consistent. He played good, scored against Madrid too. So I want to give him a shout out. He had like a serious season there. So
I want to see Brendan Aronson get some minutes.
yeah, he's exciting. This guy Luis 05 says Balogun starts.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you could
agree. I
put,
think
you could put
Balogun's
Balogun
top.
striker and then put Weah on the wing. You know,
Yeah.
The question is,
Where is a winger?
This question is, are we starting Dest on the right, or are we starting Freeman on the right? Freeman plays for Villarreal. 21 years old.
If we want another striker, we'll start Dest.
Dest or Weah?
Yeah. Dest at right back because he's gonna
Oh, I
bomb
see.
up there and play striker anyways.
All right, well, so I mean, and obviously Pulisic. I mean, does anybody want to say anything about his seasons at AC Milan? I mean, I didn't pay it as much. Like for everybody that wants to know, like obviously with the Clippers stuff and covering the NBA, I just haven't been able to watch club soccer as much, which sucks. Because I used to watch it all the time and just haven't had the time. But you know, Pulisic since leaving Chelsea in 2023-24 and 24-25 was amazing for AC Milan. So I'm really happy for him. But Brian saying Pully reeks. Why? Anybody anything on Pulisic? I mean, he is the man for us.
he is. It's just like with Milan, it's kind of weird because I don't think he was necessarily bad this year. I think he started really, really good, but just because his team went downhill so bad that it kind of took him in that spiral too. But he's your man. He's the man. Like if you want to have a good World Cup, he's gonna have to go through Christian Pulisic. Like I'm excited to see him, especially at home, the Bron James of soccer, like you like to call him. I like that. I like that joke. But yeah, man. I think I'm rooting for him. I want him to do good. I really like this player. I'm rooting for him personally.
Ryan says terrible second half of the season. Luis 05 says he's been asked. 2026, he was good in the friendly versus Senegal. A lot of pressure for Pulisic, man. He's got to perform. He obviously had a really good World Cup. Unfortunately, knocked Iran out with that goal. And Chris Richards was injured for this game, but it says that he was a full participant in training on Monday. So hopefully he'll be ready to go. Now, we can talk a little bit about Paraguay. What do you guys got on Paraguay? Is it the first time in the World Cup since 2010 in South Africa? They made it to the quarterfinals and gave Spain, an amazing Spain team, a run for their money. They're going to be without Enciso, which everybody's talking about as a big loss for them.
He's not playing.
No,
Yeah, he
unfortunately.
got injured in one of their friendlies last week.
Oh,
Miguel Almiron, former Newcastle United, playing for Atlanta United right now. But they got some guys. But anybody got anything on Paraguay? I don't have much on them.
he was in CISO. If you tell me he's not playing, I have nothing for nobody else. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing on Paraguay, anyone?
Enciso's out, and that's arguably their best player, almost definitely their best player. So that's going to be a big loss for them.
Is he just for sure out for the first? Like he's not being sent home.
No, he's out. He's off. He's off the squad.
Oh wow, okay, all right. And then Australia, man, you know the Socceroos. They're always fun and they always compete. You got Matty Ryan, who's had over 104 caps. Matthew Leckie, he's had some big tournaments for them in the past. Anyone got anything on Australia? Wow, crickets, huh?
I don't know their team very well.
And then we've got Turkey, who made it to the quarterfinals in the Euro Cup 2 years ago. I mean, I think they're on paper, obviously the best team. They probably are the best team. We'll see. We'll get through everyone's predictions in a second, but some big names, man. You have obviously Çalhanoğlu, who's been on both Milan teams, been part of these Inter teams that made it to 2 Champions League finals. One in 2025, the other in 2023, and then won the league in 2024. And then Güler from Real Madrid, Yildiz. I mean, this is a pretty loaded team. Thoughts on Turkey? Let's start with Junga.
I don't know where Junga went, but Turkey have a really, really strong team. I like their team a lot. Big fan of Yildiz and Yilmaz on the wings for them. They're electrifying players. They're very, very good. Aktürkoğlu as well. In their midfield, Çalhanoğlu, very experienced, great captain. He's gonna do great things for them as well. They caused problems in the Euros, and I think that they'll do the same this year. 6
Galatasaray players on the team.
I really hope that Turkey win this group. If you want me to be honest, excuse me, I'm still eating. I really hope Turkey win this group, if you want me to be honest. I love Arda Güler. I'm a Barca fan myself, but I love Arda Güler. I love Kenan Yildiz. I don't know how young you have to be to win the young player of the tournament, but I think that he's going to win it.
And I think it's under 23, right?
Under 23, then perfect. He's 21. I think he's going to win it.
Yeah.
Çalhanoğlu is going to be coming off a banging season. He's just so consistent every game. He's a little injured, but they'll come. They'll come back as they come in. And Turkey tied Spain 2-2 in November. Tied Spain. I think that they could win this group. That's just me. I have them winning this group personally.
Junga, what you got?
I'm kind of high on Turkey. I think they have a really good team, very balanced. Zeki Çelik, Demiral. I was very high on this guy. I didn't quit on him, but I really think he's a very good defender. I think his ACL tear kind of set him back a couple of years ago, but he's back. I know he's in Saudi Arabia or something like that right now, but I really like him. Soyun Chu, good player. Arda Güler, Çalhanoğlu, like you're saying. I feel they really have a well-balanced team. And the coach, Vincenzo Montella, very, very, very good coach, very experienced. So I don't have them first because of USA, but yeah, I'm hearing. Turkey, I'm watching them.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
I see some of the comments. I think Yamin. We'll get into this. I think Yamin Lamal is going to win the MVP of the tournament. I think he's going to win the actual player of the tournament.
Golden Ball.
Golden Ball. I think he's going to win the Golden Ball. But I think Kenan Yildiz is going to win Young Player of the tournament. I don't think Endrick is going to come even close. I want to see him play well, but I don't think he's going to come close. And we'll get into that later because of how early I think Brazil is going to be exit. He's going to exit
So
out.
that game, the Turkey game against USA, right here at SoFi, which is going to be electric. Obviously, we're going to be flying to Seattle for the Iran-Egypt game, so I'm not going to be able to go to that, even though I really wanted to. But hopefully, people represent, and I'm just very interested to see the atmosphere for the USA's first game. It should be electric. There should be no one really sitting down. This is a home World Cup for the first time since '94. We've come a long way. Made it to the knockout stage. Made it to the quarterfinals in 2002. Made it to the knockout in 2010, 2014. And 2022, obviously had that blip in Russia. This has got to be, we've got to advance, especially with the third place thing. I mean, we've got to advance. So let's get everyone's predictions for this group, starting with Cheyenne.
Okay, so for this group, I had Turkey topping it, then USA. Wait, shit, my thing just glitched out. Sorry. Um, then Paraguay, then Australia. I think it's a toss up between the two. Within CISO, I could see Australia coming in third in that group also. Yeah, that's what I had.
Alexander?
I have the exact same, and exactly now that I'm learning about NC, so I'm thinking that I might put Paraguay in finishing last, and then Australia coming in third.
So are you going to go Australia third?
I might. If I put money on it, it would be Australia in third.
But I'm guessing the way you're sounding, you don't think either of them will make the third place. The third place thing is a complete crapshoot of who advances with those. Places.
Don't get me started with this. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but I did have Paraguay coming in third and advancing, but now I'm thinking maybe it could be Australia coming in third and advancing.
Junga?
I have USA, Turkey, Paraguay, and Australia.
I'm honestly starting to regret my pick, but I'm going with Turkey first, us second. Only reason why I think Paraguay is a better team than Australia. The only reason why I went with Australia is because they always seem to find a way to compete. And that's the only reason why I put them there, but I think it could easily be Paraguay. I think we could lose to Paraguay first game. Like, I genuinely think we could lose. I really hope we don't. And I honestly don't even think 1 point is sufficient. Like, we need to beat them and start this tournament with a bang. If we beat them, that will basically, with this third place thing, ensure our spot into the next round. It's just a huge game on Friday. I can't even begin to state how big of a game, and it's just a blessing that we get to have it right here in the stadium of my dreams so far. But NV's got, again, this time finally he was some originality here. With different picks than me. He's feeling a little patriotic this time. He's going with USA, Turkey, Australia, and Paraguay. So a lot of us are having Paraguay fourth, and we have a comment saying, don't underestimate Paraguay. They beat Argentina and Brazil in World Cup qualifying. That does matter. Junga, we got yours already, right? I'm sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the same, but I just switched Australia and Paraguay. So Paraguay third and Australia fourth.
Okay, now we are going to Group E. And in Group E, man, I just want to give them a shout out. We'll talk about them very briefly because I don't know if we'll have much to say about them. But the fact that Curaçao is in a World Cup, shout out to LA Dodger legend Kenley Jansen, Dick Advocat. I didn't know he was the coach of Curaçao. I haven't heard that name.
Dick Advocat. Oh my God.
Dick Advocat. They got some guys in the MLS over here. Rotherham. I've seen Rotherham play live. That's crazy. Obispo plays for PSV. Chong plays for Curaçao.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Chong will tear you apart again. I remember they used to sing that. Wow. Okay, that's gonna be fun. I mean, if Curaçao even get 1 point, that's gonna be a big deal. Does anybody have anything to say about them, Junga?
No, besides Tai Chong, shout out to him. He was there when they beat PSG 3-1. He didn't have his name like in his jersey, but outside of that, I have nothing about this. And Dick Advocat, obviously, coach who was like in the Premier, coach fucking 20 teams. But yeah, it's cool to see him again.
Anybody else have anything on Curacao, or should we just move on? Keep it going? All right, we'll keep it going. Ecuador. There's some big expectations for Ecuador this time around. You obviously have Estupinian from Milan, Pacho, who been part of this dynasty at PSG,
Yeah.
and of course, our boy from Chelsea, Moises Caicedo. And
Incapié.
what'd you say?
Incapié from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People are
And-
saying that this is the best defense in the World Cup.
really. And then, of course,
Yeah.
Enter
Damn shout.
Valencia. Enter
People are
Valencia
arguing.
always finds
mean,
a way to score in
Piero
tournament.
Hincapie has been known to put his bum on the line for his team.
Oh,
So
of course.
Oh yeah.
So, what you guys got with these guys? A lot of expectations for this team.
I have a straightforward group, if you want me to be honest. I think Ecuador is going to easily finish in second, 6 points. It'll be Germany, 9 points. Ecuador, 6 points. And that'll be it. I'm really excited for Ecuador. I have a lot of Ecuadorian friends. I'm going to Ecuador in July. For my friends, for my friend's wedding. Shout out Ernesto if he's watching this, and see you at your wedding. So I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them to do well. I want to be supporting them. I want to see them in a knockout stage. Hopefully they get 6 points.
Anybody else got anything on Ecuador?
I think they should come through the advance as well. Their defense is
I
very
hope that
good. Moises
Kendry
Caicedo
Paez
right
has a
in
good
front of them.
tournament.
He'll be cleaning things up. They have Enter Valencia coming back. Just a really solid squad all around.
Envy, you had anything? You were talking at the same time as Sean. I don't think the audience may have made it out, but you got some, Envy?
Oh, I was just saying, I hope that Kendry Paez has a good tournament.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's what, 19 years old for River Plate? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And now, I mean, a team that I grew up like loving because they have like one of my favorite athletes of all time, Didier Drogba, and of course Yaya Toure, and they just had that incredible team that made it to the World Cup in 2006, 10, and 14, and then they obviously won the African Cup in 2015 in such dramatic fashion. Obviously, it's been a little bit of a rebuild period for them, but they ended up winning the African Cup on home soil in 2024, the winter of 2024, and they obviously have some really solid players. Junga, what you got on these guys? A lot of big names.
A lot of big names. So let's start with the keeper. I think it's gonna be Yaya Fofana, the first keeper, but Alban Lafont, good keeper. He played in France like the whole career, basically very solid. So Gislain Conan, he's a solid defender. I don't think he's gonna start. Ousmane Jamande, I really like him. He's playing at Sporting right now. Eva Ndika, good player too. In the midfield, that's where like they're really good players. So Seko Fofana, I think he's an elite player. Okay, maybe elite, I'm exaggerating, but a very, very good player, player at Porto. Jean-Michel Seri, he was at the time targeted by Barcelona. Like he was that good at some point, but I think he's there like for experience. Franck Kessié, I know he played in Saudi Arabia, but I'm high on Franck Kessié. I think he can play like in a lot of European team right now. He can help a lot of team. Ibrahim Sangare played at Nottingham Forest. He had like a very solid season. And then at top, you have like Iliwai. I think he's a very good player, but he's just didn't find like stability with his team. Nicolas Pepe, I think he's a star player. Ahmad Jallo, Manchester United, very very good. Umar Jakite, I like him. Even Ngesa was playing Aston Villa too. So, man, I'm high on Ivory Coast. I think they're gonna do good things. They have a very well balanced, very well round team. A lot of those guys was there when they won the AFCON. So 3 years ago in the home soil, man, be careful. Don't sleep on Ivory Coast. Honestly, they have like that DNA. They honestly, I think they're gonna do good things. This World Cup. I'm excited to see them.
You got the Alexander's not here, but he had the Yaya Toure jersey on. I had a Didier Drogba jersey on that burned in the fires, unfortunately. But NV, you got anything on Ivory Coast? Let me add you back to the stage. I'll obviously be always rooting for them. You know, I'm rooting for Didier and Yaya Toure's team. I mean, it was a team that I grew up loving. Rooting, I literally almost cried when they lost to Greece in Brazil. Like, I literally was. I honestly wanted to stop watching. Like, it was so heartbreaking. NVZ? All right. I guess NV is going ghost here. But let's move on then to talk about Germany. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Germany's potential to make a deep run, which is crazy because going into usual World Cups, we're always high on them. They had, the fact that they didn't make it out of their group in Russia. Oh, wait, Alexander, you have anything on Ivory Coast? You got a Yaya Toure jersey on, for Christ's sake.
Sorry, I do actually. I love I love Yaya. I've loved Ivory Coast for a really long time. There's actually a picture of me on my Instagram. I don't know if it's still up there, but there's a picture of me on my Instagram. It's definitely on Facebook of me holding up like the penalty shootout score in the African Cup final in 2014, maybe
15, probably.
2015. Yeah, and I was holding up the score of the penalty shootout, and I wrote my hand in Sharpie, and I was wearing this jersey. Yaya Toure got me in love with Barcelona. People were thinking it's Messi. Of course, it was Messi. Dino got me to love soccer. Yaya Toure got me to fall in love with Barcelona. And when he left for City, that's kind of when my roots moved to England and I started supporting Man City. But obviously, Barca till I die. I just want to say, am I rooting for the Ivory Coast? Of course I am. Shout out Cote d'Ivoire. But I don't think that they're going to be strong enough to get
Ah,
4 points in this group. I am so sorry. I don't think that they are.
Envy, you got anything on them?
I don't know. I don't know the team that well, to be honest, but I feel like African teams are always fun to watch. So I'll be excited to watch them, and I'll be rooting for them.
All right, so now to Germany. Julian Nagelsmann's Germany. They had a nice so obviously, as I was saying, to not make it out of the group in 2018 after being so dominant in 2014, and then not making it out of the group in 2022, although they were in the group of death, it was insane. So they're gonna have a real chip on their shoulder this time around. And they had a really good showing at home in the Euros, got beaten by a better Spain team, but there's a lot of good players on this team. Neuer is 40 years old. But in terms of center back pairings, we talk about some good ones. Jonathan Tah and Tony Rudiger is pretty damn good. Jonathan Tah obviously is part of that Leverkusen invincible team. Rudiger, Champions League winner with Chelsea, and then has been great with and Champions League winner with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And then you got Joshua Kimmich. Kai Havertz has been great for
That team
Arsenal.
is so good.
Goretzka, Musiala is an absolute stud.
Goretzka!
Nico Schlotterbeck, Florian Wirtz had an amazing Euros.
He always plays well for Germany. He always
He
plays
does.
well for
Not for Liverpool though. He's
Not
had a
for Liverpool.
pretty terrible year otherwise.
Leroy Sané, obviously, he's had an incredible career. He's 30 years old now. Where are we? How are we feeling about the German team this time around? Who wants to start?
I mean, I like the Germany team a lot. I think they'll have a lot to
I'll go ahead.
prove.
I'll go ahead.
Oh.
I'll go ahead. So, what can I say? It's just like I want to be high on them, and I'm kind of like high on them, but at the same time, they kind of like lost the edges in the aura that kind of like was with the German national team. So, for somebody who grew up in Europe, like Germany, they were always winning. Like always, like you play against Germany, fuck. I think there's like this famous like quote from Lineker when he said like, I think football is a 90 minute. I think football is 90-minute game or something like that, where two teams play and at the end Germany wins. That's what Germany like was. Like I think Germany they had like 6 semifinals in a row in the World Cup. I think there was even a stretch when they went 3 times in the final in a row. Like that's how dominant like Germany was. And I think they kind of lost that aura, but I would never underestimate Germany. I feel like they do for a good World Cup because, like Dime said, 2018, it was like a shock. 2022, again. Now I think they kind of always like a solid performance. So I think like with this like new format when like everybody in the mama can go to the next round, I feel like they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be all right. They can like have like a sneaky tournament when they can end up finish like quarterfinal, semi-final. I don't think they have what it takes to win though, but they can go deep. I think they can go deep. So I will always respect Germany for that. I will always respect them.
Sharon, what you got for these guys? You're muted. Nothing? Okay. Okay. Envy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear. I can hear you.
Can't hear any of you.
Even me. Right, just come in and out. Envy's also muted. Envy, what you got?
I can only hear Cheyenne right now.
Well, if you guys can't hear someone, just come in and out. I've never had this many people on, so I think maybe it's a StreamYard issue. I've actually, with one or two people, it never has issues, so definitely something to be noted if I ever have this many people on. But
we'd like to apologize for any of the technical difficulties that you've seen happening throughout the stream, but I just want every single one of you Dime Dropper fans to know that we're trying our hardest over here backstage and in front of for you all. And we love you and we thank you for supporting us. We're going to keep this going. We're going to enjoy this World Cup. Go back.
D, sorry, what were you just saying to me?
just Germany. So everybody can hear each other now. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
I
Envy.
think so.
Okay. Cheyenne.
I also didn't hear a single thing that Junga just said, so I'm sorry.
He was just saying that basically he was saying that there was an aura about the German national team that used to exist that doesn't seem to anymore, and maybe they can do something, but he doesn't see them as real contenders. But what you got on them?
No, I mean I agree with that, but like I was saying, I do think that they have a lot to prove. I do like a lot of their team. I personally, you guys have heard it from me before. I love Kai Havertz. I think he is an exceptional player. I think he can do great things for Germany. I love Leroy Sané. He's a very exciting player. Pavlovic has been incredible for Bayern Munich. Exciting young player in midfield for them also. I think that maybe not having those same expectations that teams that Germany have had in the past can work in their benefit also. And you briefly mentioned before their run in the Euros, it was a last-minute header by Mikel Merino that knocked them out. Just one moment like that can go either way, and then all of a sudden they're going to a final also. So I think they can still cause problems.
Do you guys think Schlotterbeck is going to start over Rudiger?
No, not to start the tournament. I think you go with what you're comfortable with.
Because he started the game against the U.S., but
yeah, but I mean those are testers, those are friendlies.
Yeah,
they're gonna rotate, see what how everyone's doing.
Envy, you got a projected 11 for this German team. Is Neuer gonna start at age 40?
Yeah.
All right. So what's your projected 11? Let's go for it.
Projected 11.
Neuer.
Yeah, Neuer.
Kimmich. You starting Kimmich on the right. You're starting him in midfield because he's very versatile.
I feel like they should play him at right back.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting team.
Ton Rudiger at the back, I'm guessing, right, guys?
Yeah.
Who's starting on the left? They
have Ta, Rudiger, Kimmich. On the left, they have Rom, don't they?
They do have David Rom.
Yeah, Rom and Nathaniel Brown.
And Nathaniel Brown from Eintracht Frankfurt.
Brown.
Okay, so one of those two. And then I guess, I mean, personally, like out of bias, I want Goretzka in there because I fucking love him. But so I'm going to put Goretzka and Pavlovic. Sane, I guess.
Sane, Musiala.
Musiala starting
Havertz.
Yeah,
Havertz. Yeah.
That's probably. I mean, that's a good team.
That sounds great.
A good team,
that sounds like a really good team. You have Gnabry coming off the bench, Voltemade coming off the bench.
I don't see Serge Gnabry on the squad.
I don't think he's there.
He should be.
He's not on the squad. Is that a controversial omission?
Wait, no way.
I think he's not injured.
He has to.
I think he was injured. I think he was.
Okay.
See, you don't have Serge Gnabry.
Oh, he is.
He's
injured. He's injured.
His last cap was
he's injured.
Oh my god, damn. Shit.
I think he had a hamstring injury, if I remember correctly.
No, Füllkrug. He always scores in these tournaments.
Füllkrug, I was so sad when he wasn't there. Füllkrug. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm excited to see how Musiala does.
Yeah, Musiala was really impressive. Even though Germany went out in 2022, he was really impressive. He's obviously been a beast for Bayern. But all right, what we got for this group, I am going with. Actually, let's go with Alexander. What you got for this group? Alexander, no. Can you unmute yourself?
Sorry. Germany 9 points, Ecuador 6 points. Ivory Coast 3 points. Curacao, I'm so sorry. I love you. You're out of here.
What you
Three
got?
strikes and you're out in the old ball game.
What you got, Junga?
I got Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and Curacao.
Ivory Coast over Ecuador.
Yes.
Okay. Sean? You're muted?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear.
Once again, can't hear any of you, but I'll give my predictions. I had Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, Curacao.
And Envy and I have, again, the exact same. Germany, Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, Curacao, in that order. It should be a pretty fun group just because those 3 teams are really good. So Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast. If Curacao even gets a point, I think that would be like getting out of the group for them at this point. I mean, such a small. I mean, what's their population? The fact that Chong is on the team honestly makes it fun. They have a, let's see. I want to see what their population is. Population. I'll get that number in a second. But anyway, let's
Can we
move
guess?
on. What'd you say?
I said, can we guess?
It's 158,000.
All right, well, way to ruin it.
Yeah. So no, they have less people than
I
LA.
would have guessed 175.
So okay, now let's go to Group E, and that is Netherlands. This is what I'm sorry, not Group E, Group F. This is what I consider. If there is a group of death, I think it's this one because there's legitimately no bad team in this group. You've got Netherlands, Sweden, Japan, and Tunisia. There's no bad team in that group to me at all. Who wants to start? I mean, I will go with Tunisia first. They've been pretty consistently showing up at tournaments and qualifying for tournaments. And one thing I didn't know until I went out to Qatar, their fans are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, every game in Qatar was a home game for them. I don't know if that's going to be the same in America, but they're absolutely nuts. Junga, what you got on this team?
I don't want to be a buzzkill, but beside Anibal Mejbri, that I think is a really good player, and I would say like Ismail Gavri.
Didn't he used to play for Birmingham?
He's in Burnley right now, but I think let me check. Let me
I'm almost
Google it.
positive he did. Yeah, there he is. He was on loan at Birmingham. He played for Man United.
Yeah. Honestly, at least the AFCON they were atrocious. Like what I saw from Tunisia, that wasn't a good. I don't think that was a good team. Then again, the World Cup they're gonna probably be more motivated and everything, and I can understand that. But what I saw in the AFCON was really really bad. Whether it was defensively, offensively it was very very poor. Outside of Anibal Mejbri, they did something good. They changed coaches because the other coaches was really really has been, if I can say it like this. Now they have Sabri Lamouchi. He has a little bit more experience. I think he's a little more modern. I don't think he had enough time to cook up something very, very good, but they might have a better showing that they had at the AFCON for sure. But Tunisia, ooh, from what I saw, he wasn't pretty at all, honestly.
They have some guys that play on somewhat big teams, though. You got Ali Abdi plays for Nice. You've got Elias Saad for
Mhm.
Hanova. Khalil Ayari, PSG.
Yeah. Even Rani Kedira, the brother of Sami Kedira. Yeah. But it's just like I mean Tunisia historically they're very known to be like
This
Italian, like
this
the
has to be
Italian.
that has to be Sami Khedira's brother, right? Looks just like
Yeah,
him.
yeah, Rani Kedira, yeah, absolutely. That's his brother. Yeah. Tunisia is
Wow.
very known to be like very defensive, kind of like Italia, very defensively, very well organized tactically. They're not gonna give you any space, but even at that, now I don't think they do it really pretty good. They have some techie player, but I'm not very high on them, honestly.
No Wabi Kazri anymore, huh? His time's up.
No, no,
Yeah.
because
Anyway,
unfortunately.
nobody got anything else on them? Let's keep going. All right, let's talk about Sweden. Always a team that is pretty solid at these tournaments. Victor Lindelof obviously had a very long stint at Man United. Now he's their captain, playing for Aston Villa. Isak, I mean, obviously, there's so much hype made about him going to Liverpool from Newcastle. Victor Gokaresh, I mean, there's obviously a lot of hype around him as well with Arsenal. Who's got something on Sweden? Cheyenne, let's start with you as the Arsenal fan.
Victor Joker is my guy. Sweden. They have a good team. This one's really a tough one to call. It could go a lot of ways. Sweden could surprise a lot of people and cause some damage. Yeah, I mean, you look at their squad, Isak, Alenga, they have a lot of players that can cause problems.
I have something to say. You know what I'm really mad about? Yeah, you say so. Say so. You know what I'm really mad about? The exclusion of Rooney Baji. That's a Barcelona youth gem. He is a gem. And I'm not saying like we were forcing him into lineups this season. Like when Lamine was hurt a little bit, he was playing and he was playing well and he was playing strong and he was playing with confidence and he was tossing in some balls with a strong left that you wouldn't really expect. He's sneaky. I'm personally just really upset that they didn't bring him along just for like the minutes and the experience. And maybe I'm just a little biased as a Barca fan because I want him to be getting those types of experiences in big level games. But I think that he would have made some useful time out of his minutes that he would have gotten. And because of that, I think Sweden comes in third. And I think that they do go through.
I just want to add something too. It's pretty weird with Sweden because I do acknowledge that they have like some good players, but it's just like the qualifying was kind of like catastrophic in a way because they didn't qualify through like the normal version when you play against like teams, like you go through the qualify through the Nations League. Because I think the World Cup qualifier, I think they just won like 0 game. Like it was very, very bad. So I just really don't know what you think about them. Honestly, I really don't know. Like they can show out, it's Sweden. They've been good in the past, but I just don't know. Honestly, I really don't know.
Let's talk about
That's Madrid bias in the chat, by the way.
Envy. You got anything on Sweden? Or are we going to Japan?
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, they have a really good attack, so that can carry them pretty far.
Let's talk about Japan, though. A team that historically does really solid at tournaments, one of the best teams in Asia, and always in the consideration for best team in Asia. Upset Germany in a game that I attended last time around. That was crazy. They made it out of the group and lost to who? Who'd they lose to in the round of 16?
Ooh.
I know Iran knocked them out of the Asian Cup. That was when I thought we were going to go all the way. But let's say, well, I'll go check that in a second because I'm forgetting. But obviously, some big time players. I don't know how you
think Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah, right.
Croatia.
In pens. Yeah. In pens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, facts. Was it a 0-0 game?
1-1.
1-1. Okay. Utah. I don't know how Yuto
Perisic
Nagatomo.
scored?
I think so. I don't know how Yuto Nagatomo is still playing. Endo, still on. I didn't know he was still on Liverpool. Kubo, they've got some good players.
I have them winning the group.
Really, Tomiyasu used to play for Arsenal.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. What do we got on Japan?
I have them winning the group. I don't know if it's just not believing in the Netherlands team, but I just feel like every single time I watch Japan, they're just so technically clean. Like everything that they do is clean. The touch is clean. The pass is clean. The defense is clean. It's well coached and everyone's organized.
I forgot about
Mitomo.
No, he's injured, but I didn't know he was injured. I forgot about him.
Junya Ito plays for Genk. I don't know. They play for the next man. They play for their fellow brethren, and you love that in a team. We were talking earlier about chemistry, like really leading a team in the World Cup. I feel like this could be like one of those teams, and I have them going further than you'd expect, honestly.
Okay, and Sean, you're one of the. Oh, go ahead. Do you have anything else?
I was just gonna say this team, they know how to battle adversity because they were in that group of death and they got out of it last time.
Sean, you're the resident Asian guy, Asian expert. What you got on these guys?
Japan's just one of those teams one of those consistent teams that always shows up. They're always competing. they're always a team that you need to watch out for. I'm pretty much just echoing exactly what Alexander said also, but I mean, they have players around the board that are incredible. And I could easily see them winning this group also. I have them coming in second behind the Netherlands, but they can definitely win this group if they put in a good performance in that game against the Netherlands.
Anything on Japan, Junga? Or are we going to the Dutch?
Nothing. We can skip. We can go on the Dutch.
Okay, well, obviously Netherlands had an impressive bounce back showing after getting not even making. I think it was multiple tournaments in a row that they didn't make, which was crazy. Didn't make the World Cup in Russia. Had an insane showing, obviously, in 2010 and 2014. Beat the USA in Qatar and then lost in the quarterfinals in penalties to Argentina. Correct, right?
Yes.
And that was an insane game. And then obviously in the Euros, they had a good showing in the group stage. Actually, no, they didn't. They were third in the group, and then got up. They beat Romania 3-0, beat Turkey, made it to the semifinals, and that was the famous Ollie Watkins goal for England. So you've kind of seen a little bit of a resurgence from the Dutch team. They've got some really, really good players. And I'm looking at their squad right now that I'm gonna put on this that is on the screen, like Denzel Dumfries and of course Van Dijk. I mean, what a career he's had. Ronald Koeman, legendary Dutch player, managing this team. Nathan Ake been on Man City for a couple seasons now. Gravenberch for Liverpool won a league title there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did. And then you got, I mean, Cody Gakpo, like he had a good season when they won the league. I know this season wasn't all that, but in tournaments, this guy just goes absolutely nuts. And last World Cup was his coming out party. You got Reinders. What do we have?
Their midfield is ridiculous.
Dumfries.
Frankie, Reinders.
What do we got on the Dutch? Who wants to start? Alexander, you go ahead.
As I said, I don't really have the biggest love for the Dutch national team. I don't think that they're going to top the group. I think Japan's going to just edge them out. But I think with the midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, Frankie de Jong, and Tijani Reinders, that is so beautiful to look at. Like, if you just see it on the match form, oh, God, who are you thinking that can break that down? Realistically, who can break that down?
The match form.
Oh, that's me.
Memphis Depay has had 109 caps at this point. I mean, he's been around for a minute, but who wants to take these guys next? NV, Junga? Junga?
Maybe he can't.
There's got to be some issues here.
Am I muted right now?
No, NV, we can hear you, so you go ahead.
I don't know. Wait. Can you wait? Is this? I can't really hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean it's coming in and out for me too. I'll go if Nick wants to figure that out.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean this Netherlands team, they're really good. Really sucks as an Arsenal fan to see Jurriën Timber go out with his groin injury. It was bothering him for a while. Pushed through to play in that Champions League final. Had a terrific performance when he came on. Pushed through, and that unfortunately is probably the reason why he's not available for this World Cup. You have Gertruida coming in. That's a more than worthy replacement. He was very, very good for Sunderland this year as well. Like Alexander was saying, great midfields. Just I don't entirely trust their attack. Depay is getting up there in years. Gakpo's he's a good player. Do I trust him to lead an attack to make a deep run? Not entirely. So we'll see how they do, but I do think they'll still win this group and maybe win a knockout game or two. But yeah,
Junga?
On the Netherlands, I think they have like a nice team. The coach Koeman, I'm kind of like very neutral about him. He was a huge player, great player, but as a coach, I have my reserve. I think he's okay. And They have a really nice team, but I just don't know what to think about them. I just don't know if they're gonna come very flat, or if they're gonna come like in the last Euro, like they're gonna compete until the end. I don't know what kind of version we're gonna have to them because, like it's been said, like the midfielders look very like beautiful, really nice, but I just don't know. I'm not really high. I'm not low on them. I don't know, honestly. I think they're good, but I just have nothing really particular to say about them.
You guys think Jeremy Frimpong should have been chosen or no?
Yeah, I think
Was
so.
he not? Like,
He
who do
had
No,
they
it
his,
have
was
over there? They
no.
have Denzel Dumfries and Mickey Van de Ven, I guess. Who
Yeah,
can
Van de
I
Ven is
guess he
there.
can he
Yeah.
can play right back.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's
But
because Dumfries is over there, but just on the squad, I thought,
yeah,
after
they should have had
I
him.
thought too.
If anything.
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, he was so big for that Leverkusen team that went unbeaten. But all right, so here's what we got for Group F. Let's start out with Alexander. What you got?
I have Japan finishing first, and then the Netherlands, and then Sweden, and then Tunisia.
Netherlands first. Okay, Junga, what do
No,
you?
Japan first.
I mean, Japan
Ooh,
first. Wow.
Yes.
I have Japan first too.
Yes.
Japan first, Netherlands second, Sweden third, and fourth Tunisia.
Uh, s- okay, and then me and NV again got the same exact thing. It's Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia in that order. Seems like we're all fairly high on Japan.
Yeah.
And then, so who has Sweden? Does anybody have Sweden second?
No, and I don't think Cheyenne does either.
Okay, so I already read your group NV. It's the same exact one as mine. Netherlands first,
Surprise, surprise.
Japan second, Sweden third.
Only one so far has been different, right?
Only one has been different. Yeah, Sean, what you got for that group?
For that group, I had Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I mean, here we go, fellas.
Group
Group G. This is obviously the one that the majority of us have the most investment in. I let's talk about Egypt first. There's obviously, this is a big occasion for them. They didn't make it to Qatar, but they made it to Russia. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mo Salah to be, in a World Cup is obviously a huge deal. Obviously, he's kind of in the, a little past his. Would you guys say he's past his prime at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but he's still Mohamed Salah, so it's
Yeah. And then you've got what's his name, Marmoush.
I
It's now
love
in
Marmoush.
That's now in Man City. A lot of players that play domestically in Egypt. But what do we think of this squad going into the tournament?
Well, like you said, like a lot of players playing like locally, so in Egypt, that was make them like very good in the mid 2020. I mean, in the mid 2000 when they won like three AFCON. It's like that, like everybody was basically playing locally. So I always think it's good, like for Egypt to have that. But I think that would mix with like Mo Salah, obviously, with Mahmoud Trezeguet, good player. But Ali, I think he's a good player. Marmoush too, what like a solid like African Cup nation. I think the team was decent. At the African Cup nation, they did decent. Like they're not nothing's gonna be crazy, but they're not gonna be a bad team by any means. So just have to watch out. Like I feel like they're more on the lower end of the group, kinda. But I mean, besides Belgium, I guess it's an open group,
Yeah,
but like they're gonna be okay.
I agree in the chat.
Let's talk about if anybody else have anything on Egypt. NV
I mean,
Sean.
I think they're just gonna be they're gonna need to rely on Marmoush. He's gonna be their go-to guy, I think. I mean, obviously, like we said, Salah, but if they want any chance of having anything going forward, Marmoush needs to be their guy.
Let's talk about New Zealand. They obviously are the major underdogs of this group. There's been some crazy social media hype around Tim Payne. And Chris Wood.
Shout out Tim Payne.
Chris Wood has been around for a minute. Now he's on Nottingham Forest. What club was he on for a minute? Yeah, West, but he's been all over England, man. Jeez. Burnley. That's how I remember him for a while. What does everybody make of New Zealand? Are they a pushover? This is our first game, Iran. Crickets, huh?
I do not know anything about New Zealand.
Yeah, I just don't want to speak about a team that I know nothing about. I just don't, have much to say.
Fair enough. Let's Junga, do you have anything on New Zealand?
I have nothing on them. The floor is yours. All on Iron now.
All right. Well, let's talk about Belgium. This Belgian team is not quite the Belgium team of the golden generation, but they still have some leftovers from that squad, including Thibaut Courtois, who I can't stand, Axel Witsel, one of the GOATs, Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku, Yuri Tielemans from Aston Villa, Trossard. I mean, Jeremy Doku. This team is still pretty loaded. Thomas Meunier, and there's some younger players as well. So
Dude, Jeremy Doku is going to demolish everybody in this group. Like Jeremy Doku
All I'm saying is, if
gonna
we
run
start Ramin
circles.
Rezaian at right back, Doku is gonna
Dude,
fry us.
Yeah.
what choice do we have is the question.
Salah Hardani. I mean, that's our only other right back, but
It's going to be rough. What do we think about Belgium's overall chances to go deep in this tournament? Like, how much of a threat do we think they are? This guy's wearing a Belgium jersey now. My goodness.
Let me see. Dude, of course. I told you. Let me see.
Bro, I don't like Lukaku after the way he went to Chelsea and was this big return, and then he got injured, and then he went out on Sky Sports Italy and did all that stuff. I mean, that was ridiculous. But to be fair,
I agree. That was
to be fair to Lukaku, he's done a good job in Italy, won the league with Napoli, right, in 2024 or 2025. I'm sorry, 2025.
He plays golf right now.
What'd you say, Envy?
That's Conte's boy.
That is, Antonio's boy. But I mean, and here's the thing, though, wasn't it?
I am
It was the
Belgium
Euros.
going to the quarterfinals.
Okay, it was the Euros though, where Lukaku missed chance after chance. I mean, he's always due to like bottle a chance or two.
Yeah.
But and
I rate Trossard though. I think Trossard is really good.
Yeah.
Trossard
is class. He has that
he is
clutch
really
gene. I've seen it time and time again for Arsenal. He's an incredible player. He can have a terrible game, but he will pop up when he least expects it, and he'll score that goal that you need. That's just the player Trossard is.
Being that they're very close to France, Junga, what you got on them? I mean, some Aston Villa midfielders. Obviously, is Kevin De Bruyne going to start? I think Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best players I've ever seen in my life. But like, he's older now.
You have to start.
I think he has to start. I think he's going to be the
Yeah.
captain. It's not him.
Yeah.
I think he has to be. He has the longest tenure with Courtois, but I think it's him.
It says Yuri Tielemans right now, but I mean,
of course, it's him and Courtois.
He's
But,
too crucial. To
Yeah,
That team's
No.
crazy between them two.
me, I like that team. I think they're gonna be a sleeper. They have like really, really good players. Like you say, you forgot to mention Amadou Nana. I really like him at Aston Villa. Good players. Diego Moreira, I know because he played in France. I think he's a good player. Decateler, nice at Atlanta. Very, very good.
Oh, I
Very,
forgot
very good
about
player.
him. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
shout.
Decateler is really good. Like Thibaut Courtois, I think he's gonna end up being like maybe a top 10 keeper of all time, honestly, when he's out and done. Like I wouldn't write them off. I wouldn't write them off, honestly.
we got a comment saying Thibaut Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. Do you guys feel that way?
When he wants to be,
Yes.
sure.
I think yes.
In
Yes.
tournament football, it's like having a world-class keeper can take you so far because if you get into a shootout, it's such a game changer.
And he was awesome in the World Cup in 2018. Of course, Belgium finished third, and that was as close as they got. But all right, guys, now it's time to talk about it all. Before we look at the roster, we have to. I feel like it would be kind of irresponsible of us to not talk about this. There's a lot of criticism and controversy surrounding this Iranian team. There obviously was a lot of controversy surrounding him 4 years ago about the fact that, the situation in Iran is horrible, the massacre, the war in Iran. And there's a lot of Iranians that are protesting against this team, not supporting this team, saying it's the regime's team. Obviously, there's been multiple players like one of our very own that's been iconic for the team, Sardar Azmoun, that's not been allowed to play, blackballed essentially by the regime. And there's several players that have not been allowed to come, which has led people to call this the regime's team. We love and are passionate about our heritage. I think we're kind of all on the same side, that we're supporting the athletes. Obviously, like Torabi is one of those players that is, very out there pro-government, but with a lot of the other ones, there's been some controversy around Khalilzadeh, but it's you don't really know, because these players are under such pressure, and a lot of people hold it against them that they haven't spoken out. Cheyenne, I'm going to give you the floor, man. Why are you supporting Iran, and what do you think about all the controversy surrounding Team Melli this time around?
Look, it's been a tough last few months, to say the least. From when the World Cup groups got put out up until now, I've honestly gone back and forth myself on where I stand with Team Melli, and even if I want to support them, if I want to go to these games even. But at the end of the day, the people of Iran do look at Team Melli as some sign of hope, something that they can cheer for, something that can bring them some sort of relief in a really, really tough time. At the end of the day, I want to support our people. Anyone, any players, any staff disagrees, they are honestly like they won't have my support anymore. It's just going to be really interesting to see how we go into these games, especially with the last World Cup, going into the stadiums, the players not singing the anthem. I don't expect that this time around. I think they're going to have to bite their tongue, but metaphorically, but in this case, it's the opposite. They're going to have to sing the national anthem just to kind of show face that they're still there to play. They don't want to make they're going to try to not want to make a big scene, especially being on U.S. soil. And just the whole situation with the visas, not having players and staff, making it really difficult for them to come into the States, us being stuck in Tijuana, having them to fly in and out on game days. It's just been a complete and utter mess. And I hope it's not too much of a distraction, and I hope the players can just stay focused, play their game. But there's just so much that we don't know about what's going to happen, how we're going to be received in the stadiums, how the fans are going to be, because there will be people in the stadium that won't be supporting the team. I mean, just a couple days ago, there were people outside of SoFi protesting Iran's involvement in the tournament.
So apparently, because that social media post made the rounds, and apparently it was about not being allowed to bring the flag, which I'm going to put on camera in a second. So whoever posted that did a bad job misrepresenting that protest, which I think is horrible. Like, if you're going to post something on social media, at least be accurate about it. Alexander, where are you at on this? Because, I feel like it's our duty to say something, and we're all, like, I don't want to bring religion into this, but we are Muslim, the three of us, or have Muslim heritage. And that doesn't mean that we're pro-Islamic Republic, obviously. I don't think anybody we know is. But, we could easily be painted as, because we're Muslim, we don't have a problem with it. We obviously have a huge problem with it. But where do you see, like, us rooting for them and people potentially thinking that this is not right,
I mean, I do agree a lot with what Cheyenne was saying. Like, there's a lot of people on this national team that we don't really know where their allegiances lie, and all of us are not pretty. Oh, look at that beautiful flag that she's bringing in. That's a beautiful flag, and all of us are very anti-regime, just for the safety of our people and for the freedom that everyone deserves. I personally, in what you were talking about being Muslim, I personally am anti-religion for every religion ever in the world. But that's just me. So that doesn't, I don't really have like a saying in accordance to that. I don't have a tie this way or that way. I just like want an understanding that people deserve to be people. And it doesn't seem like the Iranian government really understands that either. But I'm also hearing a lot about why and how the Iranian team got here. I know that Trump wanted to get them out as when the war started and replace them with Italy, and Infantino did not want that to happen. He wanted it to be a legitimate tournament, and then Italy had to come out and publicly issue a statement saying that, listen, we're not fucking assholes. We're not going to take somebody's place that deservedly beat everybody else and deserves to be there. Sorry, it's a lot of information. I also heard that Trump promised like 15,000 tickets to the Islamic regime to hand out to their people to show up.
I mean, that's not Trump. That's FIFA's allocation.
Yeah, sorry, not Trump. FIFA's allocation to get them to come to.
But didn't they just
World Cup. Exactly? And then earlier today, they revoked those tickets and like didn't give them those full tickets. And now, first of all, and then we tie this back into the amount of tickets that are up for sale right now are ridiculous. It's going to be empty crowd in so many of these stadiums, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Iran is coming in second. Belgium is topping this group. Iran is coming in second. Egypt is coming in third. New Zealand is coming in fourth. I will be at all of the Iran games with these two beautiful Middle Eastern men to the left and to the bottom right of me. If you guys are there, please come say hi. And go Team Melly. Fuck the Iranian government. Fuck the United States government.
Listen, I mean, it's a tough position to be in.
Fuck the Israeli government.
It's the players, right, are in a tough situation because, it's very easy for people in America or Canada or wherever they are to say, oh, you got to come out and protest and make a social media post. But you saw what happened to Osmoon. You saw what happened to some of these players and what happened to the women's team. You just don't know what these crazy people can do. And I think it's just very easy for people that are protected in their Western world to say this, and like it's not easy for these players. And there's also a lot of people that are going to say it's just a game. Like, who cares about the World Cup? I mean, bro, this is their whole lives. Like, you train and dream of playing in a tournament like this. So it's very easy for someone who doesn't love like the sport to say that you shouldn't play and you should protest. But at the end of the day, just because Mehdi Taremi is known by millions of people doesn't mean that him posting on social media is going to overthrow the regime or something. Like, it's really, you got to think about what you can lose by doing this. And at the end of the day, if it was about government, I really wouldn't be supporting either team. I don't think either government is innocent, but I love Iran and I'm proud of my heritage. And I hope that this brings some joy to some Iranians, even though they might be a couple of, what's the word? I don't want to say oddballs in the crew, but, suspect individuals in the crew. But I still think many of the players are not in support of mass killings. So, it's always been a dream of mine, and I know a dream of ours, to see Iran advance out of a group stage in a World Cup, as with both my parents still here and my grandma still alive. I just want to see it once. And the fact that these games are in LA is a dream come true. Like, it's really a dream come true. But I'm not gonna lie, Cheyenne, the other night I couldn't even sleep because I was so nervous because I kept seeing social media posts. What's the reception going to be? Is it going to be in Iran? I mean, it's going to be 90% Iranians. We know that. But is it going to be an Iran home game? Is it going to be booing? Are other people going to be rooting for New Zealand? I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what it's going to be like. If, for those that are wondering, in Qatar, we all booed the national anthem. Are we booing the national anthem?
Yeah.
Loudly.
Yes,
okay.
yes, loudly, yes.
In agreement with that. It's a bad national anthem anyway. But when we were in Qatar, it was booing during the national anthem, and then it was home games for Iran for 270 minutes. And you went to all 270 minutes of those games, right, Cheyenne? Would that be an accurate assessment?
Heavily for every game.
So, I mean, I would love to see. I mean, the fact that you schedule Iran games at SoFi, like, it's like it either can be really messy or it's going to be an absolute fortress.
Iranians are finding their way into those stadiums. It's going to be heavy Iran crowds for those games.
They knew what they were doing.
It's going to be heavy Iran crowds. I'm just wondering if it's going to be the majority of the making protest. I mean, the fact that, first of all, I just want to say to FIFA, fuck you for not allowing us to use
seriously.
this flag. This is supposed to be the American World Cup, freedom of speech and all this stuff, and you're still kind of doing this, IRGC shill nonsense. And then, like, I guess you can have Palestinian flags that also, because Palestine's not in the World Cup. So
We can?
yeah, apparently. But I know it's unrelated, but it's just like that's a political statement too. And the fact that we can't bring in this flag is terrible because, I don't know. There's definitely nobody that I know that would bring the IR flag, but
I have a plain flag that just red, white, green.
I love that. So let's
Nice.
talk about the team though, guys. This is not as good of an Iranian team as we've had in multiple World Cups. Obviously, we don't have King Carlos Queiroz in charge anymore. We have Galinoy, who's seems like a large puppet for the regime in many ways. Although we don't really know his allegiance either. But I just know that a lot of the things that, like, I don't think that's Sardar Azmoun and Hosseini and these guys that spoke out are being omitted by him necessarily. I think he's just being controlled by the higher ups. But this is not a great squad, Cheyenne. I mean, we obviously have, shout out to Azmoun, man, absolute national hero. But Taremi, obviously a big name. Gayedi, what do you think? I mean, Rodus, Dennis Eckert is like a German Iranian. And
Belgian.
He plays, what'd you say?
Belgian. He
Belgian
plays in the
Iranian,
Belgian league.
born in Germany, former German youth international, but he plays in the
Belgian league.
Belgian league. A lot of local, Paris Police players, Esteghlal players. What do you make of this team? We still have some of the old guard, Jahan Bash, Ramin Rezayan, Beiran Vand. I mean, it's not the strongest team, but we also have a weaker group than in years past with the 48 teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's an aging roster. I feel like the peak of this team was in 2022. We just had a really tough group to get out of. I mean, that we did have a great chance, but it's a lot of the same guys that are still in the squad. I don't trust our defense and our back line entirely. We do still have good players. I just don't know, man. It's tough with this team. Not having, like I was telling you earlier, not having Golizad is a big miss. He's probably our best winger. Tore his ACL in the last league game for Lech Poznan.
And no Moharami.
Moharami as well. Who would have been our starting right back. Gonna have to rely on Ramin Rezayan probably. I would like to see Hardani in there. Hopefully he starts. But then with our center backs, with Khalilzadeh and Kanani, they've been very suspect over the last few years. It's just a struggle with Iran now because a lot of these players are kind of stuck in Iran, honestly. Maybe it's a lot of it is political. Iran can't really develop their local leagues. Players don't want to go there. It's tough for players to go out. It's just a difficult time for us in the national team, for everyone involved. I'm excited to see how Dennis Eckert does. He is an exciting player, has played no minutes for the national team, so it's going to be interesting to see how he integrates. I'm excited about Godus. I love Godus. He's a great player. Taremi, obviously, he a fantastic striker, has been around Europe. So we'll see how we do, but I honestly don't have very high hopes for our guys.
Well, here's the thing, right? How funny would it be if Dennis Eckert becomes like a hero because he's like he probably definitely isn't pro regime.
No, definitely. He doesn't speak a lick of Farsi, which is awesome.
I know, it's hilarious. But here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, even though this isn't one of the stronger Iran teams, I would be truly like devastated if we don't make it out of the group because you're not going to get a better chance than this. And that first game against New Zealand is everything. We need 3 points. And
You need to
given
win
that
that game.
need to win that game, and it's a home game. It's literally a home game,
Mhm.
unless there's like a lot of, it's majority like diaspora, like booing the team and stuff like that. We'll see. But my goodness, man, to play a game in LA during a World Cup for Iran, I mean, it's literally something
That's
that
everything we've been waiting for.
we've
It's
dreamt
everything
of
we've
this,
been waiting
we,
for.
we've dreamt of this our whole lives, and we need to win. And unlike the Iran teams that you mentioned that peaked in 2022 and 2018, that parked the bus and we were super organized at the back, and Carlos K. Roach had us looking like Italian teams of the past. We got to attack New Zealand, man. Our strength is not in defense. We got to attack these guys. So, any last words before we make our group predictions, Junga or Envy?
I hope that Iran has a great tournament for you guys, and I'm rooting for them. And I think they'll get to the knockout, whether it's second place in the group or third place.
History, man. Need it. Junga?
Me too. I just hope that Iran does good. Shout out to my guy, Saman Golos.
Rodus. Okay, guys. Now for the predictions. Let's begin with Cheyenne.
Yeah, so I had Belgium topping the group. I have Egypt coming in second, Iran third, and New Zealand fourth. I think it'll come down to that game of Egypt versus Iran. The way I do see this playing out is us scraping a win against New Zealand, and then I think Egypt will just beat us out on goal difference, and we'll draw them, finish on 4 points in advance.
The anti-pride game.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So excited, man. All right, Junga, what you got?
I have Belgium first, Iran second, Egypt third, and New Zealand fourth.
You said Egypt third?
Yeah.
Okay. Alexander?
I also have the same. I have Iran coming in second, Belgium coming in first, Egypt in third, and then New Zealand coming in fourth. I just think that the Iran crowd in Los Angeles is going to be too much. I think it's going to be loud. I think everyone's going to be – I don't know if everyone's going to be supportive, but I feel like most of the crowd is going to be supportive. This Iranian team is going to see all the beautiful Iranian women that are in the crowd, and they're just going to feel sparks. They're going to feel sparks. They're going to want to play harder. They're going to win.
When Taremi saw the Khoshkeli Iranians, he banged in a couple of goals. That'll hopefully be the narrative. Although Taremi in the Asian Cup was a little disappointing, but this is what I got, and it's the same NV again, just copying my paper. I got Belgium first, Iran third. I asked advancing in a third place spot, Egypt second, just an African team, and I think they're in a better spot than we are, and then New Zealand in fourth. But yeah, man, I'm just hoping for the best, and hopefully it doesn't get too messy. And I hope that this can be something positive for Iranian people, because there's millions of innocent Iranians out there, and a lot of the players are just innocent guys too. But all right, let's go to now. We're going towards the final stages.
Darren, one last thing there. If we do finish in second and USA finishes second in their group, then we'll get that matchup.
I pray that does not happen. That was one of the most uncomfortable positions for me in my sports fandom ever in 2022. And especially the fact that we're at war. I think it's bad news waiting to happen. I would like to root for both of my countries the whole way through.
If they play each other?
I root for Iran every time just because it means more to the people. This particular time would make it even more uncomfortable than ever before. So I just hope it doesn't happen. I have a lot of confidence the USA will finish second. I don't know about Iran finishing second, but I will say this, the nerves in me won't be as bad as last time, because it was to try to make it out of the group for the first time. If Iran does make it out of the group, we'll have already gotten the satisfaction that we need. Like, that's the win for us. It's just to see us make it out of the group for the first time ever. Anything beyond that, I think, is just like a pipe dream at this point. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Ooh.
Yeah, especially with the squad. All right, now we're looking at Group H. Looking at the final three groups. Saudi, they obviously made some big noise at the last World Cup, beating Argentina in what was one of the biggest shocks in the history of any tournament ever. This guy's changed his jersey again. Of any tournament ever, most of them play domestically. But man, the Saudi league since the last World Cup has come some ways. So many good players. It's like another MLS. So many good players have gone there. Anything on Saudi? Nothing. Nobody's got nothing on Saudi, huh? No. Okay. Okay. Here's a team that's very interesting to me. Cape Verde, a Portuguese colony, and a team that qualifies out of Africa. They made it to, I believe, the quarterfinals of the last African Cup. I think that they can actually be a very like a big time sleeper in this tournament. Junga, what you got on these guys?
Cabo Verde, good team, good surprise. They work really, really well. It's been like a couple of years now that they've been good, and it's been like they've been rewarded with like a World Cup appearance. I think that's the first one, and AFCON they did, I think, really, really good. You have like Ryan Mendes. He's been there. He's 36 years of age. He used to play in Lille at some point. I think I don't know if he played with Eden Hazard. Maybe he came after that. You have also Yannick Semedo, and you have also Willy Semedo. I don't know if they're related, but I know that they play like a key part to the team too. And you know that Costa too, good play at Basaksehir. He's kind of like experienced. He's like 35 years of age. It's a really, really, really good team. I'm really, really excited to see what they're gonna do in the World Cup. So yeah, Cabo Verde really think they're a really good team, African team. Yeah, sleeper.
Anybody else got anything on them? This is their first time making it to the World Cup, so even a point for them is going to be a big deal. But I think they're going to get more than a point. Honestly, I mean, teams from Africa are not to be messed with. Anybody got anything on Cabo Verde?
Just excited to see them. It's always fun to see like a small country do well. So hopefully they get like a shock result.
Yeah, it's always good to see some of these teams, these smaller teams, for not only the country but also these specific players that are on the team to have like such a big opportunity to like showcase their skill and to see if really they can do something past this World Cup, maybe get signed to a bigger club or something.
So, by the way, it wasn't the what's it called? It wasn't this previous African Cup. It was the prior one, the one in Ivory Coast that they made a far. But okay, now we've got Uruguay. Definitely a team that's consistently been good in tournaments. Obviously, there's no more Diego Forlan or Luis Suarez, but you've got guys like Bentancur, Ugarte, Federico Valverde of Real Madrid, Araujo. This team is never going to be easy. Darwin Nunez. What do you guys got on? And oh man, Jose Jimenez is still there. What do you guys got on Uruguay?
Oof. My favorite coach of all time, Marcelo Bielsa.
Why is he your
Shout
favorite
out
coach of
to
all
him.
time?
Because he coached Marseille and he kind of like took like a very mid team and made us play so good. And I just like his savviness, like how like a quote unquote like a genius he is. He's very extremist though. I have to be honest. He's kind of like okay, not in a bad way, but kind of like extremist can be Mike D'Antoni. With his the 3 point analytic and everything.
Mike
Like in
D'Antoni.
soccer, yeah, Mike D'Antoni. Let's say like in soccer, the way you view possession, the way you view the game is a very very extremist. But he's basically like inspiration like for like all the Guardiola, all of those coaches. They always claim to be like son of like basically Marcelo Bielsa. And yeah, I just like him. I just really like him. I have to be honest, his team always have a meltdown because he requires so much physically to his players, but I really like this coach. And for the players, I mean, like you say, Jose Maria Jimenez is OG. I think he still Atletico Madrid. You have Araujo. We can say whatever we want to say about this defender, but when he's locked in, I think he's a pretty good defender. Muslera, I don't know if he's gonna start, but like, I mean, easy.
He's
He's
still
been there.
he's still on
Yeah,
the
he's still
team.
there. He's still on the team,
My
Muslera,
God,
yeah.
39 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
Federico Valverde. Hopefully he's gonna be okay because Sherman is not gonna be there to beat his ass again.
you
Yeah.
got. By the way, just to say something about Cabo Verde, they were in the quarterfinals of the 2023 AFCON and lost in penalties to South Africa.
Yes.
So So there you go.
That's them I was talking about, like the keeper. But yeah, to go back to Uruguay, yeah, Betancourt, Tottenham, very solid. Manuel Ugarte. I mean, they gonna be solid, just like
Yeah.
always. They gonna be solid, you know. So
Anything about Valverde, Envy, your boy?
I mean, he is like, obviously just one of those players that even though he plays for a club that I hate, you just have to respect him as a player. He just plays really hard and he can score, from anywhere. So, and then, I mean, they have a good attack. Darwin, he bottles a lot of chances, but he could have a good tournament. Um, I don't know. I think that Araujo is gonna make some mistakes like he always does in big games. So they're gonna have issues at the back, but we'll see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, you got anything, Cheyenne, before we move on to Spain?
No, I think they got it covered.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The European champions, head coach by Luis de la Fuente, who managed them to the Euro Championship. I mean, many people, and we're going to get to our picks down the line about who we have winning the tournament, but many people have them winning. Absolutely loaded. David Raya, what an amazing season he had for Arsenal. Grimaldo has been really good for Bayer Leverkusen over the last couple of seasons. Yeah, been there since 2023. Eric Garcia, Marino, Ferran Torres, Fabian Ruiz, Danny Olmo, and Pedri were just absolutely incredible at the last Euro Cup. Rodri won player of the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. And then, yeah, Nico Williams was ridiculous. And Oyarzabal, I think he was the one that scored the winning goal, right, in the final against England. And then Cucurella, who had the tournament of his life. And then, of course, the main man, who many think is the best player in the world, Lamine
He is the best
Yamal.
player in the world. He is the best player in the world.
Alexander, this squad is filled with Barcelona players. One,
The
two,
best team in the world.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players out of 26 from Barcelona.
How many are from Real Madrid?
Let's take a look. Look how many players are from
None.
Bilbao. 3 from Bilbao, 3 from Atletico Madrid.
There's
There's
none.
none from Madrid.
Arsenal.
Oh,
There's none.
oh,
That was a
there's
trick question.
zero.
Trick question?
It was a trick question. Of course it was.
Take it away.
I think when you have such a core team, this happened when Spain won in 2010. It was like 8 of the starting 11 were Barcelona's team. They just knew how to play with each other. They just know how to play with each other. When you have somebody like Pedri and Gavi running that midfield, especially Pedri, when you have somebody like Pedri who's just so consistent and so strong every game, strong not physically, strong mentally, because he's not the biggest man in the world, but he will cover the ball like I was going to say an analogy that I don't want to say on YouTube, but they're going to be so strong. I think that the offense is going to be great. I think Ferran Torres is going to have a great tournament. I mean, Nico Williams is going to be so much fun. I love Nico always. Lamine is going to be great. I have them coming in second, if you want me to be honest. I have them losing against Argentina in the final, but we'll talk about that later. They have not lost a friendly since 2024, and that was against Colombia. And before that was early 2023. They're too nasty. I think that they're going to kind of, I don't want to say breeze, but I think just kind of wave their way into the final.
Envy, you got Spanish heritage. This is the team that you would probably most, if you had to pick one team that you want to win the most, would it be these guys?
It's like between them and Argentina really, but I mean I just saw Argentina win, so I'm going with Spain. But yeah, I'm just excited to see Yamal. I think this tournament is going to be huge for him. I'm hoping that he has an amazing tournament. Obviously, I think Kubarsi is going to have a great tournament. I think that people think he's not as good of a defender sometimes because he has to play in that high line all the time, and with this team he won't have to do that, so he's going to show out.
Cheyenne Junga.
Honestly, I agree. Like Spain, they were very, very dominant at the last Euro. The best team by far. And they have the same kind of like guy that was there that will help them win the last Euro too. Like you say, Pedri, Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, you have the core. Kubas, I think, is a good defender. Honestly, he's like, I have nothing more to say. Really good. I don't think they're gonna win at all, but yeah. Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about Spain. Honestly,
Starting 11 predictions. Are you guys? I mean, I'm guessing Raya in goal.
I mean,
Well,
that's the thing with Spain is that De La Fuente seems to be in love with Unai Simon, even though
Yeah.
Raya and Joan Garcia are both better keepers.
Dude,
Dude, this is like back in the early 2010s when they had Casillas, Valdez, and Reina. Like, it's like you have so many choices here.
I think they say that Raya might be like number one, but they
It
also
should
have
be
this
David Raya.
tradition
it should be,
with
yeah.
Spain. They have this tradition with Spain with Basque keeper. Like historically, like the best keepers from Spain come like for Basque country. So I'm not kind of like surprised if Unai Simon's gonna still playing, but I think Raya's if it tries to play, but hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, he's right.
Envy, you got any starting 11 predictions for them before we move on?
I'm trying to think of anything that I think is like. I mean, I don't know. Is there any player that you guys think should start but might not start besides Raya?
I mean, is it going to be for sure Lamine Yamal on the right and then Nico Williams on the left, like we saw in the last Euros?
Yes.
It has to be. I mean, why wouldn't you go with that?
Should be.
Is Morata still on this team? No, right?
No.
Think so? No.
Who's starting up?
Um,
Who's going to start up front?
Mikel Marino.
Maybe Oyarzabal. I don't know.
They have
It'll be
Oyarzabal.
Oyarzabal, but
Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal.
Do you guys? Is there weakness in defense? Do they have a strong enough defense? You think is that where they can be exploited? Because their midfield's like top tier.
Yeah, I think people think that the back line isn't that great, but I feel like it's really solid. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have a great defense.
yeah, Llorente
Correa
is
is
really good. I mean, Cucurella
is
is
Marcos
obviously.
Llorente going to start at right back?
I feel like he should.
You should.
Yes. You
Yeah,
should.
he's had such a good season.
Llorente, right back, Kubarsi,
Laporte.
Laporte,
Yeah.
and then Cucurella.
Mhm.
Cucurella,
That's a
yeah,
good
man.
back line. People are
That's a
acting
good back line.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So you think this team is pretty complete?
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
their B team could beat like so many.
I mean,
teams.
their midfield is just so stacked too.
Yeah.
And that's where these tournaments are always end up being won. So let's go with.
Speaking of midfield,
Oh my God! Here we go. Again. This guy's got 2 Spain jerseys.
who remembers Isco in the midfield?
Isco Alarcón. I don't think he ever really started for Spain like that, though, huh? All right,
Just
let's go.
2018, I think.
Yeah. And so this is a new generation of Spain that's looking to, build off that last incredible generation of a dynasty that we saw in 2008, 10, and 12. And we'll see if they can make it Euro and World Cup just like they did in 2010. So, Junga, let's hear your picks for this group.
Ooh. Okay. Spain, Uruguay, Cabo Verde, Saudi Arabia.
Alexander?
I have Spain, Uruguay, Saudi, Cape Verde.
Oh,
Cape Verde.
okay. Sean?
Yeah.
I have Spain, Uruguay, Cape Verde, Saudi.
I have the same as Sean and Junga, Spain, Uruguay, Cape Verde, and Saudi. NV has the same as Alexander, Spain, Uruguay. This is mine, by the way, but NV has Spain, Uruguay, Saudi, and Cape Verde. So, yeah, obviously Spain, one of the big favorites to win. Now we're at the final 2 groups. Oh, is it the final 2 groups?
I fucking
Final
hope
God.
so.
Jesus Christ, there's so many teams. In this
Final
tournament.
4
Four more.
groups.
4 more.
We'll make
Yeah.
it- we'll try to make
Dude,
it-
what are
we'll
we
try to-
doing here,
Let's
man?
pick it
I
up,
didn't
let's
watch
pick it
a
up, let's pick it
movie.
up.
We'll try to make it quicker, but I appreciate everybody that stuck along for this, man. This is the extended World Cup. You're still watching, man. We appreciate you.
Extended.
But hey, man, this will be good to look back on. I'll timestamp it for everybody. I'll definitely
Yeah, you're
timestamp
right.
it.
You're right.
But let's talk about this next group, and that is Group I. France, Iraq, Norway, and Senegal. I think this is going to be just such a fun group.
This is
Does
the most
anyone
fun.
have anything? Does anyone have anything to say about Iraq?
I have no clue about their team. I don't even know any players on their team, honestly.
I feel like, I mean, I don't really have much to say about them either. I'm going to look up their World Cup history because I think they've been.
This has to be the first time they made it, isn't it? Or no?
I think they've made it before, but
Really?
yeah, I think they've made it before. But anyway, let's move on then to Norway. I mean, there's a lot of hype around this team. I think that they can
I'm
be
so
a
excited
major
for this.
sleep. They can be a major sleeper. Obviously, everyone knows about Erling Haaland. The fact that we get to see him in a World Cup, that's one of the actually good things that we get out of this 48 team format is maybe we wouldn't have seen Norway in a World Cup, but we have Erling Haaland now who's got, I think he's the only player I've seen so far going through this list that has more goals than caps for his national team, which is ridiculous. 55 goals to 50 caps. You got Martin Odegaard, who's the captain, is obviously coming off a title-winning season at Arsenal. And then you got someone like Alexander Sorloth, who's been so good over the years. This team is not to be slept on. Julian Ryerson plays for Dortmund. They have a bunch of players in big teams that you can see all over Europe. Who wants to get it started with Norway? Wow.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick. I'm really excited for this Norway team. I think that this Norway team will go actually a lot farther than most people think. I know that they're the main dark horses of the tournament, but I think I have them going to the quarters. I think it's going to be them and Morocco that are going to go actually pretty far. I'm ready to see Erling absolutely dominate. I'm ready to see if he has the same type of I feel like he's going to have subpar service compared to what he gets at City. I mean, he has Odegaard there, like feeding him. Hopefully it's enough. I know that in the recent friendly, it seems kind of stale in the first half, and then they brought on Oscar Bob. And then Oscar Bob brought Oscar
Norway? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and he brought in a little bit of flair, a little bit of excitement. So I'm excited. Hopefully they play him a little bit more to like bring the efforts off of Holland physically. So we'll see what happens.
What kind of do they ever play? Do they play Sorloth and Holland together? Is that how they play? They play two strikers up front.
They did last game in the last friendly. That's like how they lined up.
Okay.
I mean, that would be.
But sometimes Sorloth plays on the wing too, like which is crazy. But sometimes he does.
I would imagine this is going to be a pretty attacking team. I mean, their strength is up front.
Yeah,
by the way,
I agree with what Alexander's saying though. Like that, Holland is the type of player that needs good service. Same with Sorloth. So like if they don't have good service, like they're not going to score a lot really.
Also, I wanted to say Iraq made it last in 1986, which was in Mexico. So maybe Mexico's just their spot. But Shayan Junga, this Norway team's exciting, man. Erling Haaland, one of the best strikers in the world, one of the best players in the world the last couple of seasons. What you got?
I'm excited for them because I think they have like a good qualifier. They were very solid, completely embarrassed Italy for the World Cup qualifiers during the group stage. You talked about Solot. I'm high on him. I think he's gonna be good. Odegaard, he didn't really have his best season, I would say, but he's still a champion. He's still a very classy, a talented player. So let's not count him out. They have like a bunch of guys from Bodo Glimt. They did very good in the Champions League. They have like a good showing. I think it's Patrick Berg, him, and another guy. I think he was can't pronounce it, but Frederick Andre Björkan, if I say it correctly. You mentioned Ryerson for Dortmund. I don't know if you talked about it, but solid player. He's good. Um, hey, I'm careful about Norway. It's not gonna be a walk in the park, honestly. So we'll see.
Shayan, anything on Norway?
I'm looking forward to seeing Odegaard linking up with Holland and Sorloth up there. I have them finishing second in this group.
Well, then let's talk about Senegal. I mean, this is a team that Alexander knows. I've been on the Senegal bandwagon for about 11 years. Like I was talking about them when they had Demba Ba, Papi Cisse,
Oh my
Sadio Mane
gosh.
on Southampton. And Sadio Mane has had an incredible career. This Senegal team looked like they were not going to make it happen when they didn't make it out of the group in 2018 in Russia on FIFA fair play yellow cards. And then they lost the African Cup final to Algeria. And then they ended up winning the African Cup against Egypt when it was Mane and Salah playing each other while they were in Liverpool together. And then beyond that, they made it to the round of 16 in Qatar without Sadio. And they basically won the African Cup again. So this team is, to me, the best team in Africa, probably. It's either them or Morocco. Obviously, you got some of the usual suspects. Koulibaly, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Mane, Jackson, Ndai, Edu Mendy, who's formerly of Chelsea, Ismail Assar. Who was the one that scored the goal in the in the final. Was it Mbai?
Pap
No,
Pap Gay, Pap Gay.
Pape from Villarreal. Junga, take it away with Senegal, man. The Teranga Lions.
Um, that's probably the first time in my lifetime when I can say that the African nation has like 22 like solid, very, very good players. This is the first time because when I see like the lineup, like they really have two teams that they can literally go to the round of 16 with like the A team and the B team. That's how good they are. I'm kind of high on them. Like I feel like they're like a top 20 nation in the world. I can even go further than say like they may be like a top 15. I mean, they rank 14, but I think they can even creep into the top 10, honestly. They well coach, like you say, like they have like great players. They won the AFCON. Like honestly, I have nothing more to say. It's a really like a really an amazing African team, a very, very good team overall. So really watch out for Senegal. It's not gonna be easy. They're trouble. They're really trouble.
You got Senegal as the best African team over Morocco, huh? I mean, they are the champ.
Yes, yes,
I think
yes.
I think they're by far the best African team. I don't think it's really that much of a debate. They're the most complete African team, I think.
And this is probably the last time we see Sadio in a World Cup, so we
Yeah.
should be appreciative. And this whole, I'm just so happy for the Senegalese team. They're definitely probably my third favorite team in the tournament, just because I've been on the bandwagon for like literally over a decade, man. So I'm hyped on them. And now it's the time we've been waiting for, Junga. Les
Oh
Bleus,
yeah.
your boy,
Les Bleus.
obviously coming off two straight World Cup final appearances, lost in the semifinal to Spain in an amazing game in Euro 2024. I mean, this squad is loaded. Deschamps' last dance. I mean, Malo Gusto, Luca Digne, Upamecano, Kunde, Dembele, Chouameni, Turam, Mbappe, Olise has like been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Barcola, Kante. I didn't even know he was playing. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
Conte is there.
the
Absolutely.
the
Absolutely
This
there.
fan,
lineup,
my guy, Rabiot,
Ryan Cherky, bro.
Saliba
Yeah.
has been unreal for Arsenal. You have the Hernandez bros. I mean, the PSG boys have been crazy. Cherokee, give it to me, Junga. How are you feeling going into this tournament? What's the temperature check on the country right now?
Okay, so if I base just off of the friendly, I should quote unquote be a little bit worried, but I'm not really basing on the friendly. I'm basing on experience and what this group have achieved. I think we don't quite realize that Deschamps put France in such a good spot that now France is kind of like semi-final or bust. I would even go as far as saying like it's kind of like final or bust in a way. Just a couple of stats. So I think since 1986, every team that knocked out France in the World Cup, so in a knockout game, they all been to the final. So it was Germany, 86. Then we have a slump when we didn't go to the World Cup. 98, we win. 2002, we doesn't go out of the group stage. Then 2006, we lost to Italy in the final. 2010 is the debacle of Nice now. 2014 we lose to Germany. 2018 we win, and then 2022 obviously we lose to Argentina. So the consistency of the French national team has been pretty good. I mean, we have like amazing player all over the board from Mike Mignon to Saliba, like you say, Upamecano, who I think is the best French defender and maybe the best defender in the world right now. Center back, that's arguable. In the midfield, that may be our weakest spot, but we still have like strong midfielder with Chouameni, Manu Kone, Zameremi, who had like an amazing season with PSG, even though he was like kind of like the 12th man of the team. Rabiot always solid. Conte always amazing when he play with the French team. And I think on top we have like maybe five or six of the top 15 players in the world right now. Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner. Mbappe, who I think will end up being maybe the best player that I've seen play in the World Cup. I think in my eyes that I've seen is the best player in the World Cup. For me, you have Michael Olise who has an amazing season, and then on the bench, Desiree Doué, who is I think is
You
the
think he's gonna be on
prototype.
the bench, or
You say what?
do you think he's gonna be on the bench, or do you think he's gonna start?
Doué?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna start actually.
Okay.
I think he's gonna start. You have Doué, who I think like what you look at a modern winger, you look at Desiree Doué, he can run, he can dribble, He can pass somewhat. He can finish. Like his touch is very, very good, and he can like run for fucking 90 minutes all the time. He's maybe the most technically gifted on the team. Like what I've seen him do with Man City this year, especially sorry dime, but his game against Chelsea was like
Yeah.
amazing. Like
Did Shams like him enough to start him? Do you think that team? It's so hard to figure out what the best 11 is. It's so
I
hard.
think
I
Junga,
I think he,
who's your 11? Manyan,
I'm wondering.
so
like
I will so Maignan Koundé on the right, Saliba Upamecano. I will put Lucas Hernandez. Sorry, Theo Hernandez on the left. Midfield, knowing Deschamps, probably Chouameni and Manu Kone. But Rabiot is good, so maybe
He
Chouameni
loves
and
Rabiot.
Rabiot.
He loves Rabiot so much.
Yeah, on top is gonna be Mbappe because, and I'm gonna go to Mbappe because there's like this controversy about him. I'm gonna talk about it. He's gonna be Dembele. I think the video should be on the right, Olise as a 10, and Doué on the left with Mbappe on top. But lately, he put Dembele as a 10 and Olise on the right. So we have this discourse about Mbappe.
this team is ridiculous.
yeah,
It's
this
ridiculous.
But I think
So
it's going to be like hard for them to figure out the 11 every game.
it is. I think this discourse about Mbappe, basically that he doesn't run and he doesn't defend. And I'm going to give my take real quick. I understand that he doesn't run, and I understand that he doesn't defend, and he has to defend more. But we just went to this extreme when we now asking strikers to be pressing for 90 minutes, to be defending. Like that's not what you need from a striker. Like I understand that you have to do the bare minimum. I'm not saying that Mbappe should be allowed to walk just like Messi was walking on the field during his prime days or Ronaldo. But even those players in big games, in Classico, when you look it up, they were defending, they were
yeah.
pressing. And I agree that Mbappe doesn't do the bare minimum. Like I've seen some
Mbappe's
stats
abysmal.
when and I see some stats when he like doesn't press. But I feel that we've been exaggerating. Like in France, people be wanting to bench Mbappe. Like some people say, like the team would be better if Mbappe is on the bench. I think it's a little bit silly now. I think we lost our mind. At the end of the day, it's a World Cup. Mbappe proved and showed when a lot of people flamed out in the World Cup, including my favorite player, Cristiano Ronaldo, who is not very good in the World Cup usually. Mbappe literally showed up every time. So I think we just need like to keep our heads cool and just like let it be. They've been there before. They've been deep in the World Cup. So yeah, that's the team that I picked to win it all, to go for a third final in a row, just like Brazil did in the late 90s and early 2000, just like Germany did in the 1980s. I think that is the time to stamp France as like this big nation. Like we really need that one.
For me, I feel like with Mbappe, it's just the attitude, it's the attitude. But how do you feel
I
about Thuram?
Thuram,
Yeah, do you think he should? Because I know Mbappe likes playing with him. I wonder, like, if he's gonna start or.
I think that we're in a position when we don't really need him. But I would say this: me in sport, I'm big on character. I'm big on uh, what can you do when when the going gets tough. And Thuram in the World Cup final, he showed me some things, some balls, and since that day, he earned my respect. He earned my respect, and I will never bash him. And if he's mid, even if he's so, just for what he did in the World Cup final, and also what he did in Italy, because he was a very reliable, like Serie A striker. I will always praise him. But I think he's gonna be like a bench player. The guy that I'm really high on the team is Barcola. Barcola,
Hmm,
I'm so high on him.
hmm.
If this guy can
Nice to hear
just
you say that.
if this guy can just finish, I'm telling
Yeah,
you, he will be easily a top five winger in the world. His only mistake is just he doesn't finish, and I know he's gonna come. I'm still on the bandwagon. It's gonna be tough, I know,
yeah.
but I think he's an amazing player. I really like Barcola. I'm so high on him.
The back-to-back Champions League winners, PSG. I know you hate that, Junga. It's been
Oh my
incredible.
god.
It's
I
been
wonder
incredible.
how they're gonna rotate that team. Like, I wonder if they're gonna rotate a lot or if they're just gonna stick with the same 11. You know.
If anything, if anybody can scratch the 11, would be maybe Shirky.
Hmm. I feel like
Oh,
he offers something different. Like I feel like he should play.
Turkey is just so much fun to watch. Every
Yeah.
single
The other
time you
is.
just lay your eyes on him, it's a circus in front of you, going left and right, up and down. It's
So
He is a
so
very
much
class
fun.
player. He's very different. Like he's like honestly, and I'm not want to do like some silly comparison, but in terms of like just like feel, like contact, the way he plays and everything is like I don't want to say like he's like Neymar because Neymar is much better than him, but he had that like hit factor, like something gonna happen when he touch the ball.
Yeah.
Like you have different level, you know?
Mhm.
Like for example, like, let's say like a guy like Hazard, you know that something gonna happen when he touch the ball every time. He can do something. But I feel like Cherky can reach that level even higher than that. That's how like good I think he is,
well,
honestly.
Well, I
let
was going to ask you one
what?
more thing. One more
Go ahead.
thing. What do you think is the biggest weakness of the team? You think it's going to be like the fullbacks, or do you think? Because I feel like Mike Mignon is kind of inconsistent. You know, so I don't know.
The big the biggest weakness I feel is just if on top it doesn't click.
Hmm.
I'm just scared that
The
they
chemistry.
don't, yeah, not this. I mean, I would say yeah, chemistry, but just like it just doesn't click like right away, you know.
Yeah, it's
And I
hard.
know that
You know?
I just want them to find the dynamic like very quickly. Like we know like is this or is that and everything. Because for example, like in the Euro 2024, we went far, but I don't bet France wasn't sexy to watch. It was like, we just like I don't think we score. I think we have like two own goals and one pen. That's how we went through in the semifinals in Colomwani. That's it.
Yeah.
Like yeah, nothing. So I just hope that he's gonna click like very early on.
Well, Mbappe's been big player in the World Cups, man. He has shown out at both that he's been to.
Oh
Kind of
yeah.
kind of reminds me of how I mean my favorite French player ever, Zidane, in the World Cups. He used to always show out at that at those tournaments, 98 and '06 to be exact. But let's get the group from everyone. Cheyenne, hit me with it.
Sorry. In this group, I have France topping it. Then we got
It's Senegal.
Norway, Senegal, Iraq.
All right. Norway, Senegal, Iraq, he says. Alexander.
I have the exact same, and I think Norway is actually going to go far.
And then actually NV has the exact same. He's got Norway second, France first, Senegal third, Iraq fourth. Junga?
France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq.
Same with me. France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq. So that's that. And now we're at the final two. Does anybody have anything to say about Jordan? They made it to the Asian final against Qatar in 2024. Cheyenne, nothing?
I mean, no, not much. Not much, honestly. I it's the same with Qatar. Like they had a pretty comfortable path in that Asian Cup on the other side. A lot of the big boys got taken out early. Had their run to the final. I was hoping they'd beat Qatar. Couldn't do it. I don't see them doing too much. Good luck to them, but I have them bottom of this group.
Yeah, I think this raise it by show of hands. Do we all have them bottom of this group? Yeah, all of us do. Oh, Sean, yeah. So then, I mean, I don't know anything about this Ali Olwan guy, but he's got 29 goals and 66 caps. And then Musa Al Tamari has 92 caps. So maybe some guys to watch. But all right, Austria. Ralph Rangnick, former Man United manager.
Yeah.
This is an interesting team. You have guys that play for Leipzig. You have Marcel Sabitzer. You have Carney Chukwuemeka, who played for Chelsea for a bit. The legend himself, David Alaba, the captain. Marco Arnautovic spent many years in the Premier League. This team is definitely, and then of Conrad Leimer. Like this team is not to be slept on at all. Who's going to start out the party here?
I got it. So first off, shout out Rafa Nick. I think he's a good coach. He's kind of like the father of like the gegenpressing, like what club implemented. So when you lose the ball, just counter press right away. So just wanted to give him a shout out for that. Good players, kind of like all over the place. David Alaba, obviously. Kevin Donzo from Tottenham. You say Conrad Leimer. We had like a good season with Bayern. Sabitzer with Dortmund. Chukwumeka. Christoph Baumgartner with Leipzig, who had like a solid season. Arnautovic, the legend, is always there. I like Kalajic too with the Wolves too. Like honestly, like he's not, exactly a team not to be stepped on. Honestly,
Anyone else got anything to say about Austria? I mean, David Alaba's always been a player that I've always been a fan of, especially when he was on Bayern. But Alexander,
I'm pretty just set on Marco Arnautovic, if you want me to be honest. I've been a big fan of his for a really long time. I think 2018. I don't know for what reason. I have no idea what it was. Maybe it was just his dyed platinum hair that I just thought was awesome. But I was a big fan of his, and I'm glad to see that he's still kicking it and he's not passed out somewhere. So I have them finishing third, I believe. So yes, I do. I have them finishing third. I have Algeria actually in second.
any Shine and Envy, anything on Austria? Nothing. Envy.
I think that they're a sneaky good team. You know, they're solid, but I don't really know the team that well, honestly.
A lot of players that play in Germany. Okay, Algeria now. I mean, it looks like every North African team made this World Cup, like Morocco,
yeah.
Tunisia, Algeria. I'm always pro West African teams because they're super athletic and fast. But hey, man, shout out to the North Africans, very well represented in this tournament. Algeria, I mean, they've got some good players as well. Obviously, the legend, the captain, Riyad Mahrez. He's 35 years old, but what an amazing career he's had. Hard to find people that don't like Riyad Mahrez. I mean, obviously some great years with Man City, but I mean, with Leicester, I mean, how could you not? How can anyone hate on what Leicester did in 2016? This team is, I think, going to be pretty interesting. Ben Sabini from Dortmund is on the team. Let's start it out with Junga. What you got?
um, so they have like good players, kind of like here and there, but it's just like I'm just questioning the chemistry. Like they said that the chemistry is not at the best with the national team. I know it was gonna sound surprising, but there's a lot of people who call out Mares and ask him basically to be on the bench because they kind of like say they hold like the team hostage because he just doesn't really run as much and he doesn't make as much difference. But I kind of like the team. Bentaleb, I think he's a good player. He had like a terrible injuries, kind of like he was sidelined like I think for 2 years and he's got in his back.
Played for
I
Spurs
mean,
back in
Guri,
the day, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, Guri played Marseille. He had like a solid season. I think he played good. I think the best player, Anis Haj Musa, very good, very technical. He can really very shifty players. Like I think like when he's gonna play, you're really gonna like him. He's a good player. Adil Bulbina, I'm just gonna say, so he scored the winner against Congo at the AFCON, crazy goal. Top being it was like deep into the like the extra time, I think with 1 minute left. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. Isham Boudaoui, I think is a good player. Houssem Aouar, at some point he was like in talks to go to Man City. Now he's in Saudi Arabia, which is crazy. The back line, Aissa Mandi, he's been there like for like maybe like what 15 years. Ben Sebaini, you give him a shout out. Ryan Ait Nouri, I think he's the best defender. He play at Man City right now. And fun fact, the keeper, you know who's the keeper for Algeria? But Zidane's son, Lucas Zidane, is the keeper. I don't think he's that good though.
He's
But I
actually
was
he's Zinedine Zidane's kid.
yeah, Zinedine Zidane's kid. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Lucas Zidane,
insane.
yeah.
Okay, so let's. Oh, now it's okay. Now the big boys, man. The
Big
defending
boys.
champs, the
Mm-hmm.
dynasty, two straight Copa Americas, the final hurrah for Messi. You got a lot of the same players. Scaloni has become a national hero. Tagliafico, Montiel, who I'm pretty sure was the guy who scored the winning penalty in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Leandro Paredes, Martinez. I mean, it was an incredible in the last World Cup. Rodrigo de Paul ran his freaking socks off at the tournament. Julian Alvarez is a beast. Messi, I mean, what can we say? Lo Celso, Romero, Nico Gonzalez, Otamendi still playing. My goodness, Alexis McAllister, Enzo, Chelsea boy. I mean, Molina. This is basically the same team. They're just a little bit older now. 5 Atletico Madrid guys. I mean, what do we think about Argentina's chances to go back to back? We haven't seen a team go back to back since I think Brazil in the Pele days, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah.
I think this team's kind of
I'm-
underrated, but
Overrated. I'm really excited.
underrated.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah, I
really
think,
excited for this team. I think
This guy's wearing
Giuliano
another jersey.
Simeone- Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Giuliano Simeone is going to be like a perfect addition, and he's really hitting his stride. He's playing fantastic football. Him and Julian Alvarez know each other really well, with Messi just being there to complement. And on top of that, you have a great defense. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to go back to back. I think we're going to see something really special. And I'm just excited to see something very special. The comments are really, really bad tonight. Nobody knows what they're talking about on the YouTube.
We only got 8 on YouTube, but it says we got 130 that have come through on Twitter over the course of the night. So shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody on.
Shout out to everybody. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I don't think Otamendi's going to start though. I was
Yeah.
going to say that. I think Alessandro Martinez starts.
Yeah. Cheyenne, anything on these guys? I know you've always been a
Yeah, I mean,
Messi fan.
of course. I mean, yeah, Julian Alvarez, he really showed himself to the world in the last World Cup, and he's really come into his own over the last 4 years. He's going to be he's already becoming one of the most highly sought after players in the world now. Clubs from all over, all of the best clubs want him. So I expect him to have a great tournament again. Midfield's going to be very good. Valentin Barco, another exciting young player that they have coming up, scored for them today. He should be exciting to watch. Even going back into the back line with Melo Molina, scored some incredible goals for Atletico Madrid this season. I mean, yeah, Argentina's, they're going to be right up there.
Is the reason why people aren't picking them like they were last time just because the age? You think they've been through, just a much older team? Messi's obviously not.
Yeah, maybe, but also I feel like Messi doesn't have that expectation on his shoulders anymore. He can let the other people get involved. Julian Alvarez. He has the capability to be the guy that steps up now too. And Messi's still been playing incredibly well. He's scoring and assisting damn near every game for Inter Miami, and he's still definitely capable of producing at the highest level. So
still the best player on the team.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Until
at the end of
Messi-
the day, Messi's Messi.
Until Messi retires, he's the best player on that team. Until Messi retires, he's the best player in the world.
First, relax.
I agree with that.
First
Sorry.
World Cup since 2006 without Angel Di Maria. Shout out to the legend. All right, Alexander, give us your group prediction here for this one.
I think that this one is pretty. Actually, yeah, I guess it's not straightforward. I have Argentina taking this group top. I have Algeria coming in second. I have Austria coming in third, and I have Jordan coming in last. I think I have Austria going through as one of the 9, though. I do have Austria going through as one of the 9.
It's 8, isn't it?
8.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's 8.
There's just so many new numbers.
Cheyenne, what you got for this group?
This is one that I had Argentina topping and I had Austria in second. I actually did have Jordan in third and Algeria at the bottom. I think Jordan will be riding that high from making it to the final of the Asian Cup, even though I was kind of talking down on it earlier. But I don't know. I think they're going to go in. I think they can get a result, and I think they have a chance to do something. I know Algeria is still a very strong team too, but I think they can do something, at least in the group.
That would be a terrible tournament for Algeria if they bottomed out in this group. Algeria last Last time Algeria made the World Cup, they literally almost beat Germany in Brazil in the round of 16. That was a
Mhm.
Yeah.
crazy performance. Junga, what you got?
I got Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan.
I have me Envy and I again have the same thing. We have Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. And now for the final two. This one, I mean, does anyone have anything to say about Uzbekistan? I feel bad for the way they've been treated coming into the country, man. I saw them like getting sniffed by dogs. Like it was so weird. I really feel bad for them. But does anyone have anything to say about Uzbekistan?
Did they not beat Netherlands or something like that?
I don't know.
Maybe
They have a couple
They
players.
drew they drew 1-1, or I think, right?
oh, they drew 1-1.
Yeah, I think
So
Netherlands had a red
Well,
card in that game.
Algeria just beat the Netherlands. That's what
oh,
I'm telling
Algeria, yeah, I
you.
know, yeah, Algeria beat the
Algeria.
Netherlands.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, the Netherlands are not looking too hot, bro.
They have a couple players that play in Iran.
Or no, Netherlands won 2-1. They had like a last minute penalty.
Last
Yeah,
minute penalty.
Gakpo. Gakpo scored 2 pens that game.
Against who?
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Man, they have Abdul Qadir Husanov, Man City.
Kuznetsov
Per-
sucks.
They have guys from Persepolis and Esteghlal, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody's got. There's no. This is the Fabio Cannavaro is the coach of Uzbekistan. What? Did people
Really?
know this?
I
No,
did.
I have no
I had
clue.
no idea, honestly.
That's crazy. He's the most famous player on the team by far.
Oh, yeah, by far.
I did not know. Did anyone know this?
No, I
No?
didn't know that.
That's insane. Okay. For those that are not into the history of the game, Fabio Cannavaro was the first captain I saw win a World Cup in '06 with Italy. Okay, let's talk about Colombia. They're going to be
Ooh.
pretty interesting. David Ospina is still around. Munoz from Crystal Palace. Santiago Arias, wow, is still on the team. Lucho Diaz, I mean, this guy is absolutely electric. The legendary James Rodriguez. It's been 12 years since his showing in Brazil. And they still got guys like Yerry Mina who've got a bunch of experience. Quintero, my goodness, these guys are still
Damn.
around.
Yes, yeah,
And
there.
Davinson Sanchez, but everything is going to be about Luis Diaz for this team going into the World Cup.
Yeah.
Who wants to kick off the festivities?
I
Well,
will
and then we
because
also have to mention Luis Suarez, also up top for Colombia. Um, he was incredible for Sporting this season. Filled in Victor Gyökeres's shoes over there and scored a lot of goals for them this season.
Not to,
I
not to be
think
confused, not to be confused with the
not
goat.
to be
Luis
confused with the
Suarez.
Uruguayan, but I'm the next Luis Suarez.
Anyone else want to take a crack? Amazing fans, by the way. They're going to be well
yeah,
supported.
Colombia. That's funny because that's my roommates' teams, and we always be chirping up because obviously Congo gonna play against Colombia, but no, they really have a good team. Like I think it's the top 15 nation like in the world right now. I thought that they were the best team in the last Copa America, even though
Made
they
the
lost
final.
against Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were the best team. They have good players, solid players. Luis Diaz is a top five winger in the world right now, even top three. They're well coached. They haven't lost a lot of games since the last Copa America. They're well around it. Honestly, they're gonna make some noise. I hate to say it, but they're gonna be good. They're really gonna be good, and yeah.
And via Alexander, anything on Los Cafeteros?
Well, I was just gonna say, they have potential to win that group, and they have potential to win a knockout game or two. So they're gonna be exciting to watch, and Luis Diaz can carry them pretty far. So we'll see.
Alexander? Nothing? All right. And now, I know you've been waiting for this, Junga. The floor is yours. DR Congo.
Where can I even start? So, 52 years without even going to the World Cup, sniffing a World Cup. We have so many heartbreaking in the qualifiers. I remember 2018 when we were up 2-0 against Tunisia and we conceded two goals in the last 2 minutes. I remember 2022 against Morocco, knockout, when we drew 1-1 and then get completely embarrassed 4-1 in the second leg. Even last fall when we lost against Senegal after being up 2-0, it was absolutely crazy. But We choose to take the high road and playing like run the gauntlet by beating Nigeria, then beating Cameroon, then beating Jamaica in extra time to finally go to the World Cup. Oh my goodness. When you're saying that it was your dream to have Iran playing in Los Angeles, that was my dream just to see one game, one World Cup game of Congo. Even if you were losing, getting embarrassed, it's okay. At least we were there. We can say we've been embarrassed in the World Cup. So it's a win for me. It's huge. I mean,
And
the team is nothing really crazy. It's just like a bunch of like mid to good guy. Maybe the guy that you might know is Twanzebe. He played at Chelsea, so I think Daniel will know. I said Twanzebe. Shasim Bemba and Tonzibe, that's the back line. I think that's one of the most solid back line in the World Cup, honestly, because
since when did Aaron Wan-Bissaka play for DR Congo? I've met him.
they took him. I think it's been a year now. It's been a
Wow.
year now. So yeah, he's there. Wan Bissaka has been good with us. Maswaku is gonna be the left back, obviously. Then in the midfield, Kakuta, another Chelsea,
I was about to say
young.
these guys have been around. This is gonna be fun, man. I
Yeah,
think it's not gonna be bad. These guys have experience playing in Europe
yeah,
for a while.
yeah. Noah Sajiki, really good. He had a good season with Sunderland, so he's gonna start, which is gonna be good. On top is gonna be Bongonda. He's played Spartak Moscow, didn't play a lot, but that's gonna be him. Johan Wissa, he had like an amazing season last year with I think it was Brentford, and then now he's in Newcastle. He was injured, so it was kind of like tough for him.
And we said
And then on top is gonna be Bakambu. I mean, he's the OG. He's been there. He's like maybe the Congolese player who has the highest peak in the last 15, 20 years because he's been in La Liga when he was like when La Liga was popping really, when it was, I think he played with Villarreal when he scored like a bunch of goals. So that's our team. We're gonna go. We're gonna try to have fun. We're gonna try to compete. I don't have a lot of expectation, but I just want them to compete. That's all I'm asking. Compete. Uzbekistan. I think we can like beat them. So maybe have an extra game if we can. That's all I'm asking. But just being there, just being in the World Cup, just being like, here with all the country, it's huge. It's like I don't think you understand like what it is like a whole generation of Congolese people who've never seen Congo go to the World Cup. And the World Cup is everything, especially for African country. It's everything. So us just being there, it's already a win. So I'm really, really excited. The coach, also I wanted to shout out the coach, Sebastian Dessart, because when he took the team was like in the gutter. It was in the gutter. We weren't even supposed to go in the African Cup Nation in 20 back in 2023, and we just went on this crazy streak, and it took us to the semifinal in 2023. Obviously, in 2025, we lost against Algeria in the round of 16, but the real goal was to qualify for the World Cup. Now we did that, so it's been good so far. It's been good so far.
And just to say, DR Congo, you might be even selling them a little bit short. They made it to the semifinals of the 2023 African Cup, and they made it to the round of 16 in the last one. So they've been
Yes, yeah,
performing
yes,
well.
absolutely.
So
So yeah, we've been there, but
and
it's just
now
like it's just okay. Damn, I don't want to say like this, but it's just kind of like the Clippers. Like even if they do good, it's just like you just don't want to get your hopes too high because with Congo it's been this like we get our hopes high and then they're disappointing you. So even though they made me very proud and I want to give them a shout out for that because I curse them a lot. I have to be honest with y'all. I know them. I know
Yeah.
them. They can't disappoint me still. So I'm gonna be very reserved, but I'm rooting for them very hard, very hard.
and now here we go. This team has as much hype as I've ever seen, probably going into a World Cup in my time watching them. Portugal. Obviously, we're upset at the last World Cup by Morocco. In
Mhm.
the last Euros, they lost who did
France.
to France. Yeah, that was that the quarterfinals.
Yeah, quarterfinals, yes.
But this team is absolutely loaded from back to front. Diogo Costa, Ruben Dish, Diogo Dalot. I mean,
Noon
Nunes,
Mensch, Noon
obviously
The
Mensch,
Ronaldo,
Mensch.
Nunes,
Noon
Mensch,
Mensch,
Bruno
Bruno Fernandes.
This fool was the player of the season in the Premier League. Bernardo Silva, Joao Felix, Joao Neves, Leao, Pedro Neto, Cancelo,
Dude, this team is
Ruben Neves,
ridiculous.
Vitinha.
Dude,
This
this
team is
team is
absolutely
ridiculous.
loaded. Who's gonna start it out, Alexander?
Oh shit. Well, I do think that this team is going to go. How far do I think I have that? I think I have them going.
We'll just
to,
save that for the end.
Okay,
But
but I clearly have them winning this group. I think that this team is just so amazing, top to bottom. And yes, I agree. These are the best. This is the best midfield in the tournament. And we've said that about a lot of the teams. When you just look at it, this has to be it. It's this.
Spain.
Portugal, Spain, the Dutch.
That's
But
the only
no,
one
I
we've.
think-
That's the only one we've really said best.
Yeah,
midfield.
yeah. But no, but it has to be. It has to be Portugal. Portugal is just, you have the best attacking midfielder in the world, the most creative playmaker, I guess, the most chance creating playmaker. You have Vitinha, who's box to box perfect. Jean Neves, who knows how to use his body, is not as scared for a little man, and technically so done, so good. I'm
Four-
scared. I don't want them to do that well, but
Four,
they will.
four PSG guys, man. Envy. You
I
think
know.
they
Boy,
could
PSG is so good.
What'd you say?
You excited to say something about these guys?
Well, I pretty much agree with everything Alexander said, that they have the best midfield, and that this is probably the best Portuguese team on paper that we've seen. And they have a lot of squad depth, and they have a lot of options. So they're going to be a really tough opponent for anybody, and I think they'll go far. But I really think it's going to be hard to start Ronaldo every game. So I don't know. That's going to be a storyline, of course.
What about Gonzalo Ramos?
They should not.
I don't know. I mean, they have so many attacking players that are better than him at this stage, But
If they want to win this tournament, they need to do what they did in 2022 and
But Ronaldo still played really well I mean, it's Saudi league, but he's banging in 20 plus goals a season.
Me, I would rather. I would say this. I think if he doesn't do too much, I think he can start for this team. If he doesn't do too much, if he doesn't try to overdo and really like being a
it's
poacher,
Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo though.
but that's my guy. That's my. I have a PhD on Ronaldo's career. I know what you. But in a way, I agree with you. And that's been his whole career, always trying to do too much. If he try not to do too much and really like, okay, stay on top, maybe come a little bit just to check in and just release the ball quickly, they can do it. If he try to do too much, that's not gonna cut it. And I want to believe that his last dance. I want to believe that at the end of the day, even though it doesn't really show like this, I think he's a smart player. And if he keep it simple, he doesn't like step into like the midfielder shoes and like trying to go on the left side and try to do some tricks that doesn't work. It's been 10 years. If he doesn't do that and really stick on the box, and because I think he's still in an area of threat, and if he has a chance, I think he's still good enough to score a goal. If he stick to that, I think it's okay. If you try to do more, that's when Portugal is gonna have problems. But I also expect this team to where everybody needs to step up a little bit, because I feel like we point and we put all the blame to Ronaldo, which I understand in a way because he's the guy. Because if Portugal wins, he receives all the praises. So I understand that if he loses, he can get all the blames. But also, you want other guys to come and take the leadership and say, you know what, I got it. And I think with the midfielder that they got, I think they really is gonna be like, okay, I got it, old man. We gotta stay on top. We got it. Don't worry about it. So
Is-
I'm excited to see what Portugal can do. They can win it. They can
Yeah.
win it if they're really like locked in and
Yeah,
everything. But we'll see.
And they have
And
the motivation
they're
to
really
Jota, and so
yeah, rest in peace, Diogo Jota, man. That was tragic.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
And
Portugal
so
is the fourth
go ahead.
most expensive team market value wise, I believe.
And I think they must be the best country that I can think of that's never won a World Cup, like historically, right?
Are you
Them in
serious?
Netherlands.
I
Netherlands.
would say historically it has to be Netherlands because they've been to
Yeah.
3 finals. They have maybe more iconic players than
Fair enough.
Portugal's.
You
Yeah.
guys are missing out. You guys forgot one.
Who?
El Salvador.
Oh, I think I'd say Iran. But anyway, okay. Hey, who's, by the way, you think is Bernardo Silva going to start? You think?
No, he
You
shouldn't.
don't think so?
No, he shouldn't.
I think he
That's
might.
that.
He might be on the
love
right
him.
side.
What'd you
I
say?
think he's gonna be on.
to figure out.
I don't know. Jean Neves is just so good.
Is Roberto Martinez? I mean, he did a good job with Belgium, but is he the guy that can take them all the way? Is he got that manage? I mean, compared to the likes of the Ancelottis and the Scalonis of the world and Deschamps, is he
He's not
tactically?
on, he's not
Go
on
ahead.
that level, but I mean,
The
he
team.
can be. I don't think he's on that level.
Fair enough. Okay, guys, let's give our. By the way, last question: who do you think the best player on this team is?
The
Ooh,
best one on the team.
Bruno Fernandez.
Bruno
Okay.
Fernandez or Noon Mensch.
Nunmensch. I think Nunmensch, and that might be crazy what I'm saying, but he's easily a top 10 left back I've seen in my life. Like all time, somebody say Nunmensch is top 10 left back in of all time. Hey, he's not crazy. He has no weakness, honestly.
It's between those two guys and Vitinha.
Fair enough. All right, guys, let's reveal Alexander. Who is your group winner, and just going from there? Yeah.
Well, shit. My group winner is Portugal. Clearly, obviously, no. But I mean, maybe not obviously, but I don't even think. Whatever. Portugal's number one. Colombia, Congo, Uzbekistan.
Cheyenne.
I have Portugal, Colombia, Congo, Uzbekistan.
Nice.
Junga.
The exact same.
All it's unanimous. This is the first one that all five of us I think have gotten.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Let's go,
We're all
boys.
okay.
Good
All
job,
right.
boys.
And last, and certainly not least, I think this
Not
group
least.
actually might be the best one. We've got England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Panama obviously qualifying from CONCACAF.
Oh.
Go ahead. Wow.
I'm coming.
Oh, somebody get at the door. Okay, well, let's talk about Panama now. They obviously made it to the knockout stage of the Copa America. Does anybody have anything to say about them? I think they might just be the whipping boys of this group, though. But you never know. We've seen some crazy things from CONCACAF teams in the past, like Costa Rica. Oh, look, Costa Rica's not in this tournament. That's sad. I like Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, I have Panama bottom. I just think
he just pulled an Alexander, this guy.
they.
Okay, we'll get into Ghana in a second.
What'd you put on Ghana?
Here's a Ghana jersey.
Ghana.
Panama.
Let's go.
Anything on Panama?
Yeah, I just think the other teams will have too much for them.
Fair enough. Anybody else got anything on them? Nope. All right. Ghana. I mean, this is a team that has been a thorn in the side of the U.S. in 2006 and 2010. They had a pretty respectable showing at the last World Cup, but they were in a group with Portugal, Uruguay, and South Korea, right?
Darian hates Ghana. For anybody that doesn't,
I don't hate Ghana.
Darian
Well,
hates the Ghanaian national team.
I grew a soft spot for them when I grew my love for Michael Essien in the past, and then my frat little was from Ghana, and then he said some really messed up shit to me, so then that was different. But
I'm
do you have any?
I'm sorry to make you relive those experiences.
Do you have any Ghanaian heritage, Junga, or do you just like them?
No. It's just so good. It's just sick. Black Stars.
Black Stars.
Sorry.
And before we
Why'd you ask him that?
because French, they have a lot of African immigrants. He's from DR Congo. I thought he was mixed national, maybe. But listen,
No.
before
But-
we go, but before I give you the keys here, Junga, I just want to give a shout out that this time around, I'm actually going to be hoping that Ghana makes out of the group because they have Carlos Queiroz in charge. And I mean, as an Iranian fan,
Too. They have a likable team.
I love that guy. So is Kudus injured? He's not even on the team.
He's injured. He's
No.
injured, yeah.
God.
They
All
have,
right, go ahead,
they have
Junga.
Semenyo, they have Iñaki Williams, you know.
Junga or NV, one of you guys.
But yeah, Ghana. I mean, Ghana, Black Stars, just by the nickname, you already know what they're about. Ghana is the standpoint in Africa. Like we call them, they're basically like Brazil of Africa. That was really like a real nickname. Ghana, when you hear Ghana in the World Cup, it's always vibe, it's dancing. They to this day maybe the most heartbreaking loss in World Cup history. I mean, at least that I've known is really like the Ghana Uruguay was like heartbreak, especially like in France with a bunch of like Ghanaian, a bunch of like African diaspora. That was maybe the one and only game when I can say confidently like the whole continent was behind a one country. And when Asamoah Gyan missed that pen, and shout out to my neighboring friends because my neighbor is Ghanaian, and till to this day, this one is still open. Ah man, Ghana always like do something, and also America, Ghana, USA. It's always a classic in the World Cup. Always fun games. It's always cool to have Ghana celebration, the dances every time they score in the corner, iconic dancing. So yeah, I'm very happy that they're back in the World Cup. They kind of like a rough path, like in Africa. They haven't been really good, but they always find a way to get back to the World Cup. And just to shout out a couple of players, so Thomas Partey, now he's in Villarreal now. Jordan Ayew, just
Isn't he a rapist?
oh, I don't know about that. I
Well,
don't
he
He
know.
has
was
I
an
haven't heard
he
open
about it.
had,
case.
he
Huh?
had allegations,
He
but
has an
let's go.
open case.
Oh yeah, yeah, allegation. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's still
No,
so
I
early.
don't.
fuck Thomas Partey.
All right, keep
Okay,
going
yeah,
though.
fucking them.
Jordan
Antoine,
Ayew.
Jordan Ayew, Semenyo, Iñaki Williams, Kamaldeen Sulemana, So a couple of guys, but also just for Carlos Queiroz, because not only coach Iran national team, but he was also like the right hand man of Sir Alex Ferguson back in Manchester United days. So this is a real brand. This is somebody. I mean, you already know, so I'm not gonna like say
Yeah.
anything more. But yeah,
No,
I'm
yeah.
very hyped for Ghana. I hope they're gonna do good. Honestly, I wish them the best.
Baba Rahman played for Chelsea for a little bit. Um, but yeah, is that the same Baba Rahman? Yeah, it is. It is
I
him.
think yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and now Croatia. This is a team that has been incredible at the last couple of World Cups. Obviously,
Wait,
iconic run to the. What, go ahead.
this is my last jersey of the night.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Iconic run to the final in 2018, losing to your France.
Brozovic?
Perisic, I bet. Yeah, and then
Ah, Perisic.
yeah, and then surprisingly, when we thought they were a little past it, made it to the semifinals
Semi-final. Yeah.
last time, beating Brazil. Obviously, a lot of older guys that have been around. But you've got guys like Guardiola who have made their name for Man City the last couple of years. But then you have the old guard like Kramaric and Kovacic and Perisic and, of course, the GOAT, Luka Modric. And we talk about last dances, 40 years old, captain. This guy he just didn't age, like he finally looks like he's about to be on the way out. But I don't know. I mean, I guess Barcelona fans don't like him, but like, how can you not like Luka Modric, man? This guy is just the guy. Anybody got anything on Croatia with their chances this time around?
I have nothing.
Class.
I have nothing against Modric. I admire him as a player.
Like every time you say they're getting older and older, and every time they keep producing, it's just a super solid team, and I expect them to get out of this group and potentially make another deep run. They still have some good young players that can help contribute along with the experience around them. They have a very solid squad.
You start Kramaric up top. They got any
Yes.
new strikers? Okay. You got anything on them, Junga or Alexander, before we move on to?
Nothing particular, honestly.
Yeah. I just say let's enjoy Luka Modric, man. It's the last time we're gonna see him at a
Yeah.
World Cup at a
They
tournament.
know how to play
Honestly,
really
yeah.
well tournament football, so they'll figure out a way to make some type of run.
And now, last but certainly not least, the team that always brings the headlines, the controversy, and the drama, the English. I don't think anyone ever picks them to actually bring football home, but they have been really successful at the last couple of tournaments after a really sad run with the likes of Gerrard and Lampard and Rooney and Scholes and all those guys, John Terry. They, with Gareth Southgate, made it to the semifinals in Russia, and then they choked badly at home in that when I really thought it was coming home during the Euros in 2021. They make it to the quarterfinals, actually played really well against France in that game, but France just took their chances. And then obviously made it to the final, didn't even play that well in 2024, but found a way to just have a dramatic clutch ending in every single game, which was very unlike England. And there was so much controversy around the squad selection from former Champions League winning Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel. No Phil Foden, no Cole Palmer. But you've got a bunch of big names on this team. What'd you say, Envy?
I don't think Foden being not in the team is that controversial, honestly, just because he's been so bad for them. But
it's just crazy because Foden, as of 2 years ago, was like one of the hottest players in the
Yeah.
league, in the Premier League at the time. And he just looked like he was on such an amazing path. But, Jordan Pickford, John Stones, Mark Gahey, Declan Rice. I mean, Declan Rice has become unbelievable. Obviously, such a big part of Arsenal's league-winning season. Saka the same. Kane has become, one of the better strikers of his generation. And one thing I respect about Kane is, unlike Rooney, who I thought was amazing, but all he did was torture me for club. And then when I rooted for England, because my family lives there, he would never perform in tournaments. Kane scores goals in tournaments. And I know he's going to be living down that missed penalty against France. He's going to have a lot to prove here. Well, not a lot to prove, but he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. You got Jude, Marcus Rashford, Jordan Henderson somehow still around. And then you got newer guys that haven't made as much of a name in tournaments, like Reece James or Eza or Anthony Gordon or Morgan Rogers and Elliot Anderson and Nico Riley and who would you say?
Mainu.
He was at the
Mainu.
last Euro. He was there at the last Euro. He was very good at the last Euro
Yeah.
already.
Who
But
was?
he's young,
Kobe Mainu.
Kobe Mainu. Yeah, you're right. Kobe Mainu was there. So who wants to start it out, man? What do you guys think of Thomas Tuchel's team selection and obviously the expectations on England? Yeah, no Trent Alexander-Arnold either. First tournament without Kyle Walker in a minute, who always
no Maguire either.
and Maguire ended up doing okay for England in these tournaments. And obviously Kyle Walker was one of the best right backs of his generation and was so good in these tournaments as well when he took over for John Glenson.
I will go first. In the way I kind of like his list because he kind of show like there's no ego and he's gonna pick the best team that he feels like is gonna be the best suited to win it. And I wouldn't expect any less from Thomas Tuchel, to be honest. So in that way, I like it. The fact that Palmer and Foden are not there, you know what? Good for them. They should do better. They should be in a situation when they cannot like have a list without them. But guess what? If you don't perform and you don't want to be better, you're gonna be left at home. So I really like that. I think they have what it takes to go honestly to win it all, but it's England, so I don't really think they're gonna do it. But if they do it, I won't be surprised. Um, I think it's kind of like do or die because Tuchel know that with his list he's gonna get absolutely butchered. Yeah, I think he knows that. So if they win, he's gonna be a genius, and if they come up short, I think he's gonna leave the team. Honestly, so it's my take.
End it off on the group stage unless anyone else has anything to say. Shine, give me a projected starting 11 for this team.
I mean, in their back line, I think they need to have Reece James will obviously be at right back. I think Nico O'Reilly should come in at left back. He's been unbelievable for Man City all year. And at center back, I guess you go with Gahey and Stones. Would simply have to be right. In the middle, you're gonna have Rice in the 6. Could go back 3 also. That is a possibility too. But if you're gonna in the midfield, probably Rice in the 6, and then you have probably Mainu and Bellingham in there with him. I would like to see Morgan Rogers get a run out. He has been incredible for Aston Villa. I'm a big fan of Morgan Rogers, and he's a really, really good player. Big body, very good with his feet. And then in the front line, it's going to be Kane, Saka, and then probably Rashford on the left is what I think they should go with. We'll see how Saka fares throughout the tournament. He has been dealing with an Achilles problem the last few months. Kept him out for a while towards the end of Arsenal season. Definitely wasn't himself when he came back. Was starting to look a little bit better, but I don't know. We'll see. He's been really, really important for England. So
I think Elliot Anderson could be a potential starter too.
yeah, very possible as well.
All right, so Jude not starting for you, Sean?
No, I think to start the tournament, Jude will definitely be starting. But I mean, I would like to see Morgan Rogers get a run in that 10 role as well.
I think they'll play Bellingham or Rogers as like a shadow striker.
Yeah.
All right, let's now show off the groups. Alexander, take it away.
I have England winning this group, Croatia coming in second, Panama third, and then Ghana sadly coming in last. And I don't think I have Panama. I do have Panama being one of the 8.
Wow. Okay, Cheyenne.
I think you're muted, Shane.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama.
I have the same.
Junga, yeah, I have the same as well. England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama.
The same too.
All right, now it's we're not going to go in depth about the knockouts because we've already basically gone through every team, but I'm just going to show off the brackets and we're going to show our winners. Junga, can you send me your bracket? Any way you can send it to me? You can maybe just send me the link. But here's what we have for Cheyenne's bracket. So I'm just going to show it on the screen. And the round of 32, it makes things a little complicated because, it's kind of a crapshoot really with who finishes third and how they place. But he's got Germany playing Paraguay in Gillette Stadium and Germany winning that. France beating Sweden. Mexico playing Bosnia in that game that's going to happen right here in Los Angeles. Netherlands, Brazil in a round of 16, in a round of 32. That's brutal. And that's because you have Brazil finishing second.
That would be great.
Which would be great. So you have Brazil going out in the round of 32. Anything you want to say about that real quick?
Yeah, man. I think it's just going to be a tough matchup for them. Netherlands super strong defensively. I don't know if Brazil will quite have it figured out with their front line. They just have a lot of moving pieces that I don't know if they'll be able to get across the line. So
it says Brazil has not beaten a European team since 2002 in knockout competition. Fun fact from this guy over here in the chat. So
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
That is true. And then he's also got Colombia playing Croatia and beating them. So that's that side of the bracket. And then you've got on the bottom side, Spain playing against Austria. That's the game that we're thinking about attending here in LA. So that's Spain over Austria, Turkey over Canada, knocking them out. Belgium and Senegal, which would be a really great game. Morocco over Japan, and then Ecuador losing to Norway. I think that would be a really fun game. Then we'll just keep it here for the quarterfinals. You've got Morocco playing Norway. I'm sorry, not quarterfinals. I'm still used to the 32, but Morocco against Norway in a round of 16. Morocco advancing. Turkey and Belgium playing in the round of 16. You've got Belgium advancing. And then at the top, so Belgium would then be going to the quarterfinals. And then at the top, you have, sorry, I'm just opening up these.
I think that was Spain versus Colombia.
It's
Spain, Colombia.
it says it's what, Switzerland versus Iran. This was also 32, huh? Jesus, so many damn teams. My bad. I haven't pulled it up. All right. Yeah. Switzerland beating Iran. So that we'd be playing Switzerland. I mean, I don't think we'd beat them. USA, Egypt, Argentina, Uruguay, England. Wait, you have Uzbekistan being one of the third place teams that make it out?
I guess so.
Interesting. And then South Korea and Ivory Coast. South Korea beating them. And that's when you had Norway. So Korea and England beating them. Argentina over the USA in the round of 16. And then I'm guessing it's Switzerland versus Portugal rematch down there because you have Portugal winning, which sets you up for your quarter final, which is England versus who? No, I guess it's Argentina, Portugal. Is that a quarterfinal? Looks like it. Argentina, Portugal. You have Portugal, not man. So, what do you guys think about if that actually happens? Ronaldo versus Messi in a World Cup.
Oh my god.
The drama.
I think it would go down as one of the greatest games of all time.
Just in terms of hype, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to travel for that one, eh?
Yeah. They'd make so much money off
Kansas,
that game.
Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
And then you've got Morocco and England playing in a quarter. So you got Morocco going to the quarterfinals. So you're pretty high on them.
Mhm.
And that would make it England and Portugal in the semifinals. England going back to the semifinals. You're pretty high on them too. You got Portugal making it to the final. And then I believe that would mean you have Spain beating Belgium. Where's Germany in this? I don't know.
I had Germany out.
They're
to
at the
France
very
in
top.
Round of 16.
Oh, okay. And what'd you say, Sean?
Round of 16 out to France.
And then so that would mean Spain versus Belgium. That's the quarterfinal game that we are going to, NV. So that would be an amazing game if it's Spain and Belgium.
That would be a great one.
And then Spain playing against who in the semis would that be?
France in the semifinal.
France in the
How much are
semifinal.
those?
Rematch of the
Euro.
Euro.
And then you have Spain, Portugal in the final, and Spain winning the whole thing. So that is Cheyenne's. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I think the only really hot take there is France. I'm sorry, Brazil not making it.
Brazil going
Now,
there.
here we have Alexander's
Hi.
bracket.
Mine is really controversial.
All right, let's see what we got here, Alexander. The bracket.
Mine is not even like what I think. Mine is just like what I'm praying will happen.
Belgium.
Praying to-
Belgium versus South. Oh, my bad. I didn't pull it. I keep forgetting I'm not pulling it up. Belgium versus South Korea.
Wait, hold on. Where's that coming from? Go to the top. You're spoiling the whole damn thing.
Bro, okay, here about this. Okay. Belgium, South Korea. You got Belgium advancing to the round of 16. Morocco
do.
upsetting Netherlands.
I do have Morocco upsetting the Netherlands.
Ecuador, Norway. You got Norway beating them. That's a good game, man. Mexico, Sweden. Oh, wow. You got Mexico. I mean, they're going to be at Azteca. I mean, you got Mexico
exactly. Yeah.
to the round of 16.
Yeah.
I read that one. Then you've got, okay, there's another one right here. Sorry for people. Thank you for being patient, everybody. It's not easy. I didn't have all the links to this, but we will get through it. Okay, then we've got this England versus Senegal rematch, which we saw in the World Cup in Qatar. You've got England beating them. Argentina, Uruguay, another nice South American clash. You've got Argentina beating them. USA, Iran.
I do have USA, Iran, and I'm really excited for this game, if you want me to be honest. Well, obviously for geopolitical reasons, but also personally, as a half Iranian born in the United States, I want Iran to absolutely obliterate the United States and then get absolutely obliterated by Argentina, who are basically the Israel of South America. So I guess it's all conscrewed in some way. It's all conscrewed in some way, but at some point I do have Argentina winning the whole thing. I have Argentina beating Portugal. I think Argentina has the hardest path, if you want me to be honest, other than Iran, because they have Uruguay. I think they're going to win. Iran, Portugal, hard match. England, I think they're going to take care of, if you want me to be honest. I think England is going to do what they do, choke. They'll take care of, and then against Spain in the final, I think it'll be a toss-up, but I think that they'll edge it.
Honestly, it's probably easier for me to do it like this. Can you guys see that? Oh no, never mind. It's not. So there you have it. For Alexander, you've got.
I have Brazil going out also in the first round, and I have
to Japan, right?
Oh, here we go. Look, I have it. I pulled it
Yeah.
up. You have this. There, Germany versus Paraguay,
Okay.
beating
Yeah. Germany, Paraguay. Yeah.
France, Egypt, Czech Republic, Canada. So you're pretty high. You're the highest on Czechia. They're going to the round of
I
16.
do. Yeah. I do like Czechia.
Japan upsetting Brazil,
I think Japan's going far. Yeah.
which gives you Germany, France in the round of 16. God damn, that's a good game. So then
Yeah.
you'll have France beating them. So it'll be France and Japan in the quarterfinals.
This is crazy looking at it right
Oh,
now.
I love this bracket. I love this bracket.
But this bracket is so much fun.
So remember that you said Japan, you have Japan, Brazil, right, in one game. Sorry, France, Japan in one game. You've got Argentina, Portugal, and the other game, which is going to be. And since you also have the Argentina Portugal clash happening,
Yeah, but I
then
have
you have.
Argentina winning.
I don't know who you have England game. I don't think you sent me that one.
Wait, I have England. I have
Just check-
England. I have England beating Senegal and then playing against Mexico in Mexico City in the round of 16,
Okay.
and then beating Mexico, and then
So who-
playing Norway in the quarterfinals.
Okay. And then who's your other quarterfinal matchup?
My Spain versus Belgium.
Okay. And then here is NV's. But so I'm sorry, Junga. So this is much easier for me because he just sent me it, so I can just share the screen this way. Here we go. Yours says Dime Dropper 2? Okay. Yours is a little different. I think this might be my bracket. So I'm gonna show you guys my bracket right now. All right. Here is my bracket. I have got okay. I've got Germany, Czech Republic, Germany beating them. I have us playing France in the round of 32 and getting annihilated. I have South Korea, Canada in the LA game with Canada winning. So I'm actually kind of high on them. Netherlands and Morocco, which will be a hell of a game. Netherlands winning. Colombia, Croatia advancing. Spain and Austria in that other game in LA, Spain winning. And then Turkey and Bosnia. I've got Turkey. And then Belgium and Norway. I got an upset. I got Norway beating Belgium. And then Brazil, Japan, which is the same game you had, Alexander, but I have Brazil beating them. And then Senegal, Ecuador rematch from World Cup 2022. I got Senegal beating them. And then Mexico, Ivory Coast. I got Mexico beating them at Azteca. England and DR Congo. I got England beating them. And then Argentina, Uruguay, South American clash. I got Argentina beating them. USA, Egypt, USA. Switzerland, Algeria, Switzerland. And then Portugal and Ghana rematch in the last World Cup, beating them. And then now we get to the round of 16. Portugal beating Switzerland. Argentina, USA. Argentina beating USA, knocking us out. England beating Mexico at Azteca. That'll be hostile. Brazil, Senegal. Brazil beating them. Norway beating Turkey. So I got Norway in the quarterfinals. They're my dark horse. Spain beating Croatia. It seems like they always match up in these tournaments. Netherlands beating Canada in the round of 16, and then Germany, France. I got France, which brings us to my quarterfinal. France and Netherlands. I got France beating them. In the Spain, in the LA game, we'd be watching Spain and Norway. NV. Brazil, England. I actually got England beating them, which they're going to treat like the greatest win of their history. And then I got it seems, wow, all three brackets that I've shown so far have this Argentina, like this Messi Ronaldo game. And I got Portugal beating them. So Alexander, you're the only one that has Argentina so far beating them. Me and Shine had Portugal. And then semifinals, France and Spain. I'm sorry, Junga. I'm going with Spain beating you guys again. Portugal will beat England just like they did in 2006. And then the final is just like Cheyenne. So what was your final, Alexander? Was Argentina versus who? Spain?
We all had Spain.
Yeah,
So,
Argentina versus
Spain. And I've got the final is the exact same. The neighbors, the future hosts of the World Cup, Spain and Portugal. I was very tempted to pick Portugal, but I'm going with Spain just because they just have that pedigree. You know what I mean? Of getting it done. And then now we have NV's bracket. NV has gone with Nick Vecchio's bracket. All right. He has gone with Germany, Scotland, with Germany advancing, France, Australia, with France advancing, Korea, Canada, with Canada. So you're also high on Canada NV. Netherlands, Morocco, with Netherlands winning, Colombia, Croatia, with Colombia winning, Spain and Austria in LA, with Spain winning, USA beating Bosnia in Santa Clara, Belgium beating Algeria, Brazil beating Japan, Ecuador beating Norway, Mexico beating Ivory Coast, England beating Senegal, Argentina beating Uruguay, Turkey beating Egypt, Switzerland beating Iran, and Portugal beating Ghana. And then you have in the round of 16, Portugal beating Switzerland, Argentina beating Turkey, Mexico losing to England at Azteca, just like me, Brazil losing to Ecuador. Feeling good about that, NV?
I mean, I was on the fence about that.
But fair enough. You got to have an upset, right? USA beating Belgium. Wow. So you have us having our best, basically, World Cup finish ever, getting to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
This is a crazy bracket.
España beating Colombia. And then you've got Netherlands, Canada. It seems like a lot of people have this France-Germany matchup, France beating them. And then you get to the quarterfinals, France and Netherlands, with France advancing, Spain and USA at SoFi, Spain advancing, Ecuador, England, with England advancing. And then you also have, so everyone's got Argentina, Portugal right now, and Argentina advancing. So your team, Alexander, with this. England, Argentina, rematch to the hand of God. You got Argentina winning that. And then you have France and Spain. So you have the same final as Alexander, but you are also going with Spain. And finally, Junga's bracket to end the show. And anyone, while I'm reading it, while I'm pulling it up, want to just quickly say who they think the player of the tournament's going to be?
Yamal.
Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Did Sean say Yamal or did NV say Yamal?
I said
He did, but I agree.
All three. And Junga?
Mbappe.
Oh,
What Elise?
I have to go with my guy. I have to.
Yeah.
Ooh.
they used to like Mbappe.
Ooh.
What, are you thinking of someone else?
Ooh. He said Elise.
You're thinking about it.
That's a good shout, but okay. I know how FIFA works, and I just don't know like if friends go far, they're gonna give the shine to Olise. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Though.
fair. All right, this is Junga's bracket as we end the show. Germany.
Hold on. As we end the show, how much money should I put on Lamine Yamal winning the Golden Ball? 12%
400K.
This guy says Yamal wins Golden Boy, Mbappe Player of the Tournament, Kane Golden Shoe.
You know what? I'm gonna put a parlay on that. Whatever that guy just said.
Goalkeeper of the tournament. Goalkeeper of the tournament. I don't know.
Pour
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Raya.
It probably depends on how far. Yeah, if Raya starts. Germany, Paraguay. Germany winning. France, Sweden. France winning. LA, you've got Czech Republic, Switzerland. So you're also high on Czechia, Junga. Japan and Scotland. Japan. Colombia, Croatia, Colombia. So I've got Croatia on that one, but I can totally see Colombia winning it. Spain and Austria, which is the game that we could be at. USA, Ecuador, and Santa Clara. Ecuador knocking us out. Belgium, Algeria, with Belgium winning. Brazil, Netherlands, with Brazil winning. That's an incredible game for the round of 32. Ivory Coast, Senegal. Wow, what a game that would be. Two West African teams. Ivory Coast and Senegal, with Senegal winning. Mexico beating Morocco in Mexico City. England beating DR Congo. Argentina beating Uruguay. Turkey and Iran. That would be a crazy game. Canada, Egypt. So you're also pretty high on Canada. And then Portugal, Norway, which is the round of 16. Portugal beating Canada. Turkey losing to Argentina. England beating. So a lot of us have that England-Mexico game at Azteca in the round of 16. Brazil beating Senegal. It'll be a great run for Senegal to make it to the round of 16. Belgium beating Ecuador. Spain beating Colombia. Japan. So he's also got Japan in the quarterfinals, but a different route than Alexander has them. And then France beating Germany, which, I mean, round of 16 exit for Germany. They have a bad bracket, unfortunately, for them to play France like that. And then France beating Japan, Spain and Belgium in LA with Spain winning, Brazil, England. You got Brazil winning that one. And then Argentina, Portugal. You got Portugal winning. So 3 of us have Portugal winning. You're the only one that has Brazil in the semifinals, Junga. And then Brazil,
I'm high on
Portugal.
them.
Okay. And then Brazil, Portugal. You got Portugal winning. France and Spain. You got France getting revenge, which brings us to the final, the rematch of the 2016 Euro final with France getting revenge. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 World Cup. We've talked as in depth as you can get, almost 4 hours. This will be time stamped, but appreciate everybody who listened, the 149 people on Twitter, and everybody.
Jesus fucking
Let people know where they can find your thoughts throughout the tournament, one by one. Alexander.
You can find my thoughts on the tournament in my brain and not on my public Instagram because I don't have one. But I will be on Darian's Instagram a lot of the time for almost all of the Iran games. I will be traveling with Darian to Seattle and Cheyenne to Seattle.
Yes, sir.
And we will be enjoying ourselves, creating vlogs, and eating some good ass food in the city of LGBTQ pride, baby.
Have you guys been to Seattle before?
Yeah. Beautiful.
No,
Yeah.
I've never been.
You'll like it. You'll like it. It's a nice city.
I'm really excited.
That stadium is amazing.
Envy?
I'm so excited.
Well, same like what he was saying. I don't really have like much public social media, but I was just gonna say, I'm excited to do more content like post game stuff with you guys. Hopefully later on in the tournament, I'm excited to go to probably at least like 1 or 2 games with you. So yeah, just can't wait for the tournament.
Sean?
Looking forward to it, dude. We're gonna be going to these games together. Let's have a good time. Hopefully we see some Iran wins. A lot up in the air still about how those games are gonna go, but I'm looking forward to it.
And Junga, appreciate it, my friend, for staying up late
Yes,
for us.
sir. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'm gonna try to go to the Congo game. That will be huge in Atlanta. That's the one that I'm eyeing. The ticket
Gotcha.
price are not that ridiculous. $200, 150. They said so. That's the one I'm eyeing on. That's the one I'm probably gonna be there. There's like a 80%, 90% of chance I'm gonna be there. I'm not gonna miss history. Third game
You have
for
to
the
go.
qualification. Maybe this game. I won't miss that game for
Yeah,
sure.
you have to. That stadium is amazing too.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Get out
And
there.
appreciate everybody, man. Of course, Dime Dropper is the place to be for U.S. coverage of the World Cup this time around. We'll have it all from day one, starting with Mexico, South Africa on Thursday, and Czech Republic, South Korea, man. Can't wait. And of course, the vlog on Friday, USA. Appreciate everybody. Have a good night. Let everybody know what your thoughts are on the World Cup, who you got, what you thought of our comments, and who you have winning the tournament. Hit it below. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.